You're listening to Critical Mass Radio. Now, it's our turn.
And good evening to everyone. Welcome to Outside the Box. Still doing my little posts and sends and... anyway, hi. Your host, that's Kate of Gaia. There's a dog across the way a bit, and I don't know if you can hear him or not, but when Dad gets home, oh my God, it goes crazy. Just, oh, I love you. It's just beautiful to listen to. You can just feel the joy in that dog, and that's the unconditional love thing. That's probably why it resonates. But different energy today, to be sure, absolutely. So I just want to see if he's out. Yep, he's out. Yeah, very cute, very cute. It's been an interesting week. Kind of found a few new things to be looking at. Well, they're not so new. They're revisiting old things, because when I go back into the research that I was doing, back in the system thing, kind of, trying to solve the system with the system. For me, it was about trying to figure out how the damn thing worked, and where the power hierarchies went down the list, because where there's a slave, there's got to be a master, right? You just got to sniff the master out, and sometimes they're a little trickier to sniff out than most. But when I was looking at all the different levels of court on this planet, the one that came up on the top of the heap was the UPU, right? Just a coincidence that it's based in Bern, Switzerland. No, don't look there. It's too obvious. No, it's not actually. That's the whole thing about it. Where do they have the CERN collider? Right, okay. Geneva Convention. Gene va, gene to go, Genesis to go. Va, Spanish, right, to go. That's why the Chevy Nova didn't sell worth beans in South America. Nova means no go. So, yeah, would you buy a car that said no go? I wouldn't either. Anyway, there you go. Because you got all people talking about, you got common law, you've got admiralty court, you've got military, all the different layers, and I had laid them out where I could see them. And again, the UPU is headed by the Pope, so to speak. That's the illusion anyway, that was shown, and has been getting more and more exposed. The more I look at it. Yeah, just making sure I close the door there. And I find it interesting, and I've talked about the UPU, Universal Postal Union. It's not like I said before, it's not like the planetary postal union or the earthly postal union. It's an awful big claim to call yourself the Universal Postal Union. All roads lead to Rome, and I've got to the point, well, that's great. They might lead to Rome, but they sure as hell don't stop there. So when you look a bit deeper and start connecting a few more of the dots, you start seeing, Switzerland. Me, right? Dealing in the now, when things show up, I better have a look at that. Oh, I better look at that. And lo and behold, I got to get the gentleman's name. I want to get him on the show. This guy's been through hell, and he's doing a masterful job of exposing the Swiss government and the bankers, and really connecting all the dots that I already knew were there. I've heard people, rave about the Templars. I mean, I had not really long discussions with Tony about it, but he was hell bent to, what was the word I was looking for? The Templars are the good guys. Well, I'm sure at one point they were. I'm sure at one point there was a group of them that went against the grain. There's been a few of those throughout our, supposed history. And this guy, he's done a really good job. It's nice when I can look at something, especially now, and see far beyond what is being presented to me by all the things that I've experienced and been through, and come to things that have come to light. And one of the things that he pointed out, And it was right there. You couldn't miss it. But we did, right? I did. And when you look at, what is it, Horus, Isis, and Osiris, I mean, there's Osiris in the middle, and he's got this really funky hat, right? And it turns out it's the tool they use to circumcise. That's why, when they talk about him being, castrated, well, the divine feminine was castrated from him, right? That's the whole spiritual objective behind circumcision. It's to tear away the divine feminine. I mentioned this before. When you take all parts of anatomy into consideration, this one will put it in perspective for you. When a man is circumcised, it's the equivalent of cutting off the inner and outer labia on the female. I'm sure there might be a couple of women that would, be adverse to that. Of course, in the process, removing any sort of, love connection, as it were. And he went into a few other details with regards to it. I think Janice Barcella would do a stellar job talking just about that subject with this guy. He's got it pretty much nailed. And me, I was just trying to connect the ethereal dots, get it out of the physical, right? So anyway, I sent off a handful of emails to to Switzerland today, because, well, it's the 13th. I like to do stuff on the 13th. I don't care if it's one email or 1,000. And nope, we got someone who wants to pop in. Perfect. That's what this whole show's about. Getting involved, shooting the shit. Hey, how are you doing? Your mic's hot. You're the only one who put your hand up.
Oh, it's Rosanna here, and I forgot to mute my microphone then. Sorry.
Oh, no. It's just when you hit 1 on the keypad, it tells me that you want to come on the show.
Yes, I do. Hi, Kate.
Hi. Well, okay. By that I mean, you got questions or?
No, not at the moment, no.
Okay.
I was just learning how to do this on my iPad instead of asking you to bring me in.
Yeah, good.
And I didn't know how it worked. Sorry.
Well, there you go. No worries, love. No worries. So you got it, and we're all sorted out. Okay, well, I'll carry on then, and we'll just carry on from here. Works for me.
Oh,
all right, so
okay.
sit back, enjoy the ride.
Thank you.
It'll be a good one, promise.
I'm sure.
Alrighty. Excuse me. So anyway, when you start having a look at the role that Switzerland has played throughout, more recent 20th century history and prior. Oh, I should mention the UPU was established. It's the second oldest world organization on the planet. That should be a pretty good clue to people, right? And also goes back to the fact that anything mailed is deemed a contract, with the intent to mail it. Whether or not someone receiving it wants it, the contract is... this is the kind of bullshit these guys pull. Right, sorry. I don't know you. I have no contract. Screw off. Anyway, that's why I removed the mailbox off my house. They did not like that one bit, because it moved the UPU jurisdiction. Right, that's why they had to grab me on the street. Right, they couldn't come anywhere near me at the house. Anyway, so where was I going there? Switzerland, UPU. Oh yeah. So of course, the second oldest organization on the planet. That might be a good clue as to people that are in the know and thinking globally, actually universally, and I haven't stopped to have a look at what the oldest organization is, but I can pretty much take a wild stab at that one. Anyway, that's the way organized religion works, right? So, look at a few things about Switzerland that really, things that I looked at a while back and are, of course, doing the full circle, coming back in that beautiful spiral. You have all the banks based there. The Templars were the ones that created the banks. They're the ones that, were the runners between Israel, or Jerusalem, actually. Israel's that's bullshit. Tear that one apart a bit today, too. I'm going to show you some distraction. Oh, look over there. No, it's over here. Right. Okay, we're going to play that game tonight. They were the ones that, set up the lines of communication where, you deposited money in London or Zurich or, Stuttgart or whatever, they would, you could travel to Jerusalem and withdraw your money there because they had the couriers doing it. So it was a very early system of, what do they call that? Pony Express. But they used Templar Knights. That was the means of communication, right? That they can move a lot faster and get ahead, and keep the communication lines open, because that's what it's all about. Anytime an enemy is going to engage another enemy, the first thing that they want to do is take out the lines of communication, keep the enemy bedazzled, and it's one of the things about the internet that isn't unstoppable now. They can't shut down the lines of communication. There's far too many creative beings out there to keep the thing keep it alive. And so that's just dumb to even consider that. All the fear porn. What was the other thing? I just want to tie these together. Oh, of course, Switzerland funded Hitler. That's been long known. And who looks after the money part of things? Let's connect this dot, right? This goes back to Robert Morningstar, rather. And he, sorry, I've got like 1,000 things going through right now, so I'm just trying to collate these so that I can get a nice straight line with it. What he exposed in the Terra Papers too, he went into a lot of great detail regarding hieroglyphs, and he's the one that caught the visual of Ra-Ka pharaohs and the Ra's shields, right? The defenders and the pharaohs, right? And that's what we're dealing with, the false pharaohs. And it's got nothing to do with. You see, here's the thing. They've been, blindsiding us for so long, getting us looking at things like, Holocaust and keeping everything focused on Jews and everything else. We already know what the true Jew is. It's one of the tribe of light, right? The true mystic, the true seeker of truth. It's not a religion; it's a concept. And sorry, unless somebody wants to start up the religion of truth, that'll mess things up for sure. But excuse me, boy, I'm having a hard time keeping these thoughts together. I must be getting used. But anyway, you have the Ra-Ka pharaohs and the Ra shields. So what we have effectively in Switzerland is the pharaohs. And when you look at Switzerland during the First and Second World War, it was always neutral, right? And the one that's stirring the pot is never the one that's actually involved in the, in what's in the pot, right? And it's always been this little blight of neutrality, supposed neutrality. Because, a bird doesn't want to shit in its own nest. That's kind of dumb. And third-party interloping is all about remaining as invisible as you possibly can. And if you want to find the answers, of course, you have to look for the skin trail. Who's after the most slave skin? And everything definitely leads to Switzerland. Another thing that came to mind today was the allegories of the born identity and what that's all about, right? The born, really? The born identity. Oh, they spelled it with a U and an E at the end, right? But listen to the phonics. So what is the born identity? And of course, what was the first stop he had to make when he got that little chip pulled out of him? First stop he had to make was Zurich. Go into that bank account, to get a safety deposit box, and in that box, what did he find? Well, of course, he found a gun and a dozen or more passports from different countries, different identities. So who was he? He didn't even know who he was. So the whole allegory of that movie is trying to find your own identity, to find yourself within. And what was he trying to do the whole time? He was trying to remember. That had been blocked out, right? Pay attention to the allegory. Start looking at things from the allegorical perspective. What is the message that's lying just below the surface? How do you relate it to the physical, the real world? I mean, Hollywood's all about, drama and fantasy and whatever the case may be. It's not, you fantasy, because this whole thing is fantasy. This whole illusion we're in is complete, utter fantasy. So anyway, yeah, he went and he grabbed the safety deposit box, and he was looking for, the next couple of movies after that, he was, looking for his identity, and of course he was being hunted down. But he knew who he was, and he had all these hidden special abilities he didn't know he had. And, like he'd suddenly start speaking German, and he's like, well, he surprised himself. And then, of course, his fighting ability, that shocked shit out of him, too. He's like, whoa, did I do that? And that's the allegory of you are far more powerful than you know. You just kind of have to get into that headspace. So getting back to Switzerland, what else? Well, there's where your main banks are centered. Of course, you have all the richest people in the world wanting to have bank accounts, and that recent stuff that happened a couple of years back where people's names were getting released, which of course didn't make the Swiss bankers very happy, and of course the people that were attached to those bank accounts. And yeah, I'm gonna post a couple of videos up for people to watch, but I definitely I'm gonna pull this up right now, the gentleman's name anyway. And it was funny, I subscribed to the channel, and within 5 minutes there was 8 messages sent to me from him with different videos. So I have a funny feeling he knows who I am. So that's kind of interesting. And for me, it was an interesting walk to this particular piece of puzzle, because it tied together a whole bunch of them. While we're all barking up, the Rome tree and the London and DC and presidents and queens and all the rest of its trees, who are their puppet masters? And the money trails, yeah, they all go to Rome, and someone has to be in charge, though. One of the interesting things that this gentleman laid out, if you look down on a pyramid, he did a great job of showing it, right? If you were to take a pyramid and crush it out, like with the 4 sides, and push it down where it folded itself out, it's a Maltese cross. And lo and behold, you want to look for a Maltese cross, you'll see it everywhere. That's another form of the octagon. Because when you join the Maltese cross points, you get an 8-sided figure. And one of the things, I haven't had a chance to look at, there's a couple other videos I want to check out of his. I think it was Henriette that sent the video, so I'm just going to do a great big shout out. Thank you for it. Again, like, you might be surprised that, or you might not be, when people send me things, or post or share or whatever, it was done for a complete reason. So I don't negate that. I never negate that. Just something, I went past it. Just something I was going to share. It was pretty funny. And thanks, Vicky, for the picture you sent. It was cute. It was marijuana, because your friends just aren't that funny. It's perfect. It's true. And Jennifer of the Cosmic Jungle, thank you for that little video of the little boy, vocal virtuoso. It was pretty impressive. Hear this guy singing. Starting to rain again. That's, you know what? I can't get 10 minutes without rain here today, it seems. Here we go again. I was out for a good portion of the day, but I had to keep popping the umbrella up. And sorry guys if I seem a bit, here we go. I seem a bit sporadic, just grabbing an umbrella. There we are. Yeah, it's good timing. It just started to open up there. That was pretty cool. Anyway, if you go to, yes, it was Henriette. Thank you so much, Henriette. I do like to keep my memory intact here and testing it, but on YouTube, if you put in God's Creation Mutilated by Pharaoh's Perversions, you'll get the video. And I'm thinking I probably might have to go inside. This is going to get a bit loud. Anyway, here, let's toss the song on. But in the meantime, if you there, just, you know what I mean? In the meantime, if you can go to YouTube, Just put in the YouTube search, God created, mutilated by Pharaoh's perversion. And be amazed. I know I will. So I'm going to toss a tune on, see if this light's going to stop. And I'm not sure what I'm going to play, so the first one is... let me see. Oh, yeah. Let's do this one. Pretty eyes. Pretty eyes for my daughters, Emily and Hillary. Yeah. I've actually been on a nice tear lately. This is off the live album. Pretty eyes, amazed and filled with wonder, what a friend I have in you. Pretty eyes, what a spell I'm under, so much so there's nothing I won't do. Since you showed me there's more to you than meet your pretty eyes. There's more to you left to find behind those pretty eyes. Pretty eyes, your smile incites affection, melts a heart, and heals this old one too. Pretty eyes, the windows left wide open, lets me come in from the cold to feel brand new. Since I've known you, there's more to you. Your first breath told me why. It's more than pretty eyes. A daughter's love is what you'll find inside. Now close your eyes with kisses of a butterfly. Be still, I'll be waiting when morning finds again your pretty eyes. Pretty eyes, what a spell I'm under, so much so there's nothing I won't do. Since you showed me there's more to you than meet your pretty eyes. There's more to you left to find behind those pretty eyes. Yeah, pretty eyes, amazed and filled with wonder, what a friend I have in you.
You're listening to Critical Mass Radio. Now it's our turn.
Indeed it is. Oh yeah, well we got looks like Mim and Lisa. What's on your mind, ladies?
Well,
I opened you both at the same time, just for that reason. Go ahead.
I was just going to say that the rain was pretty loud and I couldn't understand what you were saying, but it's all taken care of. So I'll back out. And is it Keisha?
What's that?
The other person on the line.
Oh no, Lisa from CMR.
Lisa, I yield to Lisa. Thank you.
Hi
In
there.
the background.
Right
Hi,
on.
Lisa. Hi, Kate.
All right. So what's on your mind, Lisa?
Hi, Kate. You're right. You got rain, yeah?
Oh, yeah. Like
Heavy rain by the sound of it.
Well, stop now. You know, it's like a big rain cloud, then blue sky, then rain cloud, then blue sky. It's been like that all day here.
Are you okay, yeah?
Oh, yeah, a little damp, but I'm all right.
I have to say, I'm always amazed how your actual laptop or whatever you work on actually withstands to the rain that you've been subjected to.
It loves it. You know, it knows it's changing the world, so it's going, let me at him.
Love it. Okay, what I was going to ask you tonight was, I'm in touch with various people that are at various different levels of awakening, and I only consider myself in the middle somewhere, really. I mean, people like you seem to be way up there, and I know it's not about hierarchy, it's about...
No, I know that. I know what you're saying. It's a ladder thing. Yeah. Exactly,
a ladder, yeah. And someone asked me today, just now, actually recently on Twitter, about they're very much concerned with dates and numbers, and I get that. And tomorrow being the 14th of June, 13, if you add the 14 and the 6 and the 13, it comes to 33, which is a very big number for powers that be and other things, I believe. But they're very conscious of what's going on in the news, and I have to confess I don't listen to the news very much, and I'm very much out of the loop there, and I do feel guilty about that sometimes because I haven't got a clue what's going on in the world. But sometimes I feel it's better to be that way, but I don't know if you agree with that or not. But
that's the thing. You know, you don't have to go staring at all the news. When you get into the now, all you need will show up right in front of your very eyes. This is the thing. You don't have to go looking. I've said that many times. I don't have to look for anything. It shows up on my desk. It's amazing. So here's what's happening, and I'm glad you brought this up. I had gotten tagged by another video today, and I asked the individual and it wasn't because of the individual, nothing to do with this guy. It was what was happening when the post that he was putting up just brought all sorts of victim heads in. You know, the ones that are, this has got to happen, and I got to go and do that, and beat that up, and kill this, and you know what I mean. And
just the Alex Jones impersonation again.
Yeah, well, hey, there you go. Now, as an example, the one that got passed around today was this NSA whistleblower guy. You know, apparently he's hiding out in Hong Kong, right? And everyone's going, this needs to be. Who cares? What you're looking at is a focus on the victim mentality. They're picking on the one guy instead of looking at what's doing the picking on. You know, the focus is on the story of the individual instead of the forces that this individual has exposed. And this is the problem with truther news. You guys are missing the fucking boat. You are energizing them like no other. And I'll tell you, when you're voting for presidents and mayors and all the rest of these wankers, I'll tell you who you're voting for. You're keeping the pharaohs in power.
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely. Kate, I think the point of view, I suppose, that I'm looking at here is that whatever's happening in Syria, and again, I'm ignorant here because I haven't been listening. Again, I hold my hand up because I haven't been watching the news, but whatever's happening, it sounds like it's leading to something that's not good. And I suppose what people that are maybe just getting it are thinking is that if these things come to fruition and people start to get hurt, what is the way that we should, how do we take this, from the point of view that you're coming from those of us at a different level, do we ignore this and let people get hurt, or do we attack this in some way? What is the response? What is the way that we should be responding to this?
Okay, I'm going to show you the power of intent. Not on my fucking watch. I don't even bring that shit up. Not on my watch. It ain't going to happen.
Sure, I know.
And what's happening here, I just broke the whole consciousness chain. You know, this is what a chain letter is. It stops with me. As soon as something comes into my view, I go, no. Yeah, that one go, no. That's the power you have.
So
while we all,
the more of us that actually do the same as what you're just saying then and reject it, then the better things will be. Is that what you're saying?
Well, yeah, that's... Well, what do you want to create? You want to create what they're putting out on the news, or you want to create your own universe?
I know.
So, it's for me, it's a very, very simple thing, you know. Oh, Ninja's jumping in here. Give me a sec. Again, this is, what is your intent? And I've been drilling this home. Now, all these people, if they want to stare at all this nonsense and garbage, you are responsible for energizing it.
Yeah.
Anybody gets hurt
for a long time. Yeah.
Anyone gets hurt, that's yours. Sorry, not on my watch. That's how it works with me. So
it's trying to get that through to people that don't quite get it properly, though. It's very hard.
You know what, Lisa? I don't give a fuck. I honestly, this is the rung of the ladder. Okay. I'm okay with being creator. I'm okay with calling shots in my reality. I'm okay with that. And everyone has been duped into thinking that, well, what does everybody else think? I don't give a fuck what anybody else thinks. I work straight from the heart. And these are things that I would not do or have in my universe. And I think I find the occasional person that resonates with that. You know? And that's all you've heard me many times. With me, it is about putting the intent out there and then looking for the resonance. If someone resonating with that, and as soon as somebody does, it's gone. That's our power as co-creators. And that's
so what you're saying is all these people that are watching this crap on the bloody BBC News or whatever about all of this are actually adding to it. Obviously, they don't know they're adding to it, but
they're powering it up.
They're adding to it, but they don't know because they're too ignorant of it. So, it's
well,
hard,
I'll tell you, no, it's not. It's easy. Turn the fucking TV off. Done.
Exactly.
And you can tell my intensity on this subject. I am tired of fucking morons. I am tired of whores of Babylon out there sucking on the cocks and tits of her. Okay? Because that's what they're doing. They're worshiping the beast. They're walking around with the mark.
Kate, I get you totally and utterly. I get what you're saying.
I know you do. I know you do.
What I'm trying to say, though, is that there are so many out there that haven't even got remotely to your or even my level.
I don't care. I'm going to say it again, Lisa. I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
Does that answer it? I don't.
Yeah, I think so.
They are powerless in my universe. I'm not going to grant them beingness. And that's what you do when people go out of their way. When they go out of their way to talk about this story or that story, fear porn kings and queens. And I've dealt with enough of those in my day. Okay. When they're out there, they're putting all their energy into the false flag. They're putting all their energy into Bilderberg, Templars, you name it. Okay? And what are they doing? They're hanging themselves.
Ignorantly,
Yeah, well, ignore ignorance, right? That's being willfully ignorant. And when you know better, you are now being willfully knowing you're harming.
Yeah.
When I figured that one out, I went, ooh, we're not going to do that anymore. Whoa, pull that one back. You know, so when people talk to me about fear porn, I tell people very, very quickly, turn the TV off. Unplug the damn thing, because unless you're aware of it and can handle it, and deal with the mind over matter and know this, don't believe this. When you know this, that TV is going to be programming you. That's why they call it TV programming. Right?
Oh, yeah, completely agree.
On or off. On or off. If it's plugged in, you're getting carrier waves shot at you. The 60 hertz grid that you have in your house and the wiring is doing that.
Yeah.
It doesn't affect me. I know what it is, so it's like, there's just nullified.
Me too, yeah. Yeah, me too. I'm with you on that. Right? I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I know. Anyone you come across that's talking about these things, you start pointing that out to them as well. You know, careful what you're wishing for, because you're staring at it, and that thought has been created for you, and you're going ooh and ah and rubbernecking the fear, and you're just building and building it and building it. Good for you. Look at you staring at it and creating it for them. Syria, all that nonsense in the Middle East ain't going to happen. That shit's done. It's done.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
Ninja. Yeah. No, hang in there. Hang in there. Ninja.
Yeah, hi Kate, hi Lisa.
Hi Ninja.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was going to say what Kate just said, but she said it, so I really could, I could pad it out and add my take on it, but that's
you know what, Ninja, throw your tuppence in. I love when you throw both weights at it.
Well, I was having this conversation yesterday or the day before with someone that is still watching these news items. They're still looking for these guidance points where they find out the pulse of the world, you know, and I'm like, why? I don't do that. In fact, most of the time, the only things I see now are what come across, as Kate calls it, my desk, you know, when people share links, and 90% of the time I don't even click those links. I only click the links that I feel like clicking. I wait to see if my finger itches, you know, and I want to, let me have a quick look then. And most of the time, out of that few that I do click, it's a very short, very swift overview, and close it down again. Got it, right, okay, and it's like, yeah, bullshit, not buying it, okay, forget it, more of the same, right. Every now and again there's one that I actually think, oh, I'm glad I read that, I'm glad I saw that, that's a nice video, whatever it is. But that's very few and far between these days. And this is what I was talking about with this person, and I was saying, you know, I don't do that anymore. Why? You know, what are we trying to achieve by this constant seeking out of fear, of chaos? Why are we even looking at that? Why aren't we just saying, that doesn't apply to me? That doesn't apply because I'm not there anymore. Why would I want to be there? Why would I want to have that still apply to me? Stop. You know, walk away. How many times have I heard Kate say that? Walk away.
Swim away. You know, change your mind, change your universe. So that is it in a nutshell. And I can't drill this point home enough. What are you creating? If you're staring at a TV and being oohed and awed and bred and circused, well, you're flowing energy at it because you're God. Remember the unknowing, the stupid, all-powerful one? Yeah, us? Really? You're going to do that now? You know? That whole again, this goes all the way right back to Zurich or Bern. I love the capital city, Bern. Sounds like it to me, you know. But anyway, that's just me. Hooked on phonics. Anyway, you know, everything is going back to there, everything, and it's like these tentacles reaching out through Rome, through London, through D.C., through all the rest of it. You know, Obama, he's owned by them. The Queen, she's owned by them. Pope, they're all owned by them, right? And for me, they're having to climb up high enough to see these things, right? And of course, where do you have to finally get to? You got to get to the mountains of truth. And what's Switzerland famous for? Alps, maybe? You know, so look at the allegory. Look at the whole picture. You know, so we find the mountain that we need to climb, and of course, I can't wait to see the pyramids at Giza bulldozed. Get them down. I mean, there's your pharaonic symbol. There's your Maltese cross. Solid too, I might add. You know, the pyramid they just bulldozed in Belize. That was good news. What's their history? No, they control things, guys. Jesus H. Seriously, you want to stare at whatever, you know. Bulldoze them.
Hey, Kate?
Yeah.
It just occurred to me when you said what's Switzerland famous for, and you talked about the mountains, and I was thinking, yeah, and then there's those cuckoo clocks. I said to you earlier, yeah, they're controlling us with the time, you know, they've got that down to a fine art. And the cuckoo clock, what is cuckoo? Crazy? Cuckoo, you know, they're driving us crazy with time.
Exactly.
And you know, that's unnatural to live by the clock. It's not nature. In that way, it isn't nature. These digital, you know, the whole thing, it's too precise. That's not normal.
And that's the other thing, too. When messages need to go out, it's not a matter of needing to schedule a 2-hour show every night. Just the word's out because it's going out telepathically, and that's the realm I like to live in. Another point that you made, let's follow the yellow brick road. Thank you. Just laid a brick down for me. Chronos, right? I was in discussion with Cole earlier. He's in California. Glad to have him out there. That's great. Another stop on the way. And then it dawned on me, of course, you know, Cole, astrotheology, and Mary, and Santo, and I read, it's like, click. I was trying to remember this last night, and of course, I wasn't ready to be remembered until right now. See, that's why I don't get stressed out about not remembering shit. If I don't have it at that moment, it's because I don't need it at that moment. Everything that I do, everything that you do is perfect in that moment. Always. There is no right or wrong, okay? Everything is perfect in creation. It's how are you looking at it. So getting back to the cuckoo clock, as it were, the Chronos, Saturn, Saturn, right? Satan, same. Just follow the yellow brick road. Look, the most recent moon that was discovered in our solar system was what? I can't remember. I think it was 1997 or 98. Can't exactly remember, but it was in the last 15, 20 years. Was the moon at Pluto? What's Pluto's moon? Anybody? Chiron? Whatever. Some people pronounce it Chiron, or Chiron, whatever the case may be, right? I look at it and I'll pick it apart and make every sound I can out of it to find what the hidden part is. But here's what came to me: Chiron, Chiro. There's that. And what is Chiron, right? Chiron, or Chiro mind. There's that Chiro thing coming up again, and of course it's the moon of what? It's the moon of Pluto, also known as Hades, right? Chiron is also the boatman of the river Styx, pulling souls out. I talked about the Styx albums, Grand Illusion. Start putting these allegories together, all right? But there's that Chiro, Chi being life, or key of life, or the energy of life, right? In China, or Chi Na. Not life? Isn't that interesting? Okay, Chi Na. Bull in a china shop? Really? Rome? Yeah, just click, right? It's been good lately. So what have we got there? Well, we've got the allegory, as above, in the heavens, telling you that the key role, the true Christ essence, and I don't like labeling it anything, that it's just that pure creator essence within all of us was rediscovered. That's what that represents. That's allegory. That's telling you what we have uncovered spiritually. It's like I was talking last night about the birth certificate and Obama. My whole thing has been about the birth certificate, and of course, ever since it came out about Obama with the birth certificate and all the rest of it, it's been keeping lockstep with what I've been doing. I find it fascinating, and I'm seeing the butterfly tsunami effects in real time. And when you're looking at all these stupid distractions, firing off all manner of energy at it, I don't care what it is, what group you're with, what organization, what your goals are, and anything else. What you are focusing on is what you're creating. So here's a shout out to all you truthers, okay? You supposed truthers. What are you creating? I was part of that once, long while ago. And then something clicked and said, okay, well, that's great. These are all wonderful scenarios and wonderful, conspiracy points to sound like a really intelligent being on the air. And you know what I think about intellectualism, right? Yeah. You want a dumb person? Find an intellectual. They haven't got a clue about anything about what they are. They're too busy regurgitating like the Yale student in Good Will Hunting. Look what I memorized that somebody else thought of that I'm being unoriginal repeating. Is that what you want to be? Fine, then knock yourself out. Well, no, I won't catch on the next trip. The next one's yours. You'll figure it out. Might take another lifetime or 100 or more playing this nonsense until you figure it out. That's why this road's narrow. It's razor sharp. And I got to tell you, walking this edge is like walking the edge of sanity and insanity. Because what you're doing is finding that perfect middle road between what we deem to be sane and what we deem to be insane here. So you're constantly balancing that, and checking yourself, am I nuts or what? No, I see what I see, I feel what I feel, I hear what I hear, and I know what I know. And if in doubt, I have to go back to the last point of what I know. Not what I think or believe, what I know is a stable foundation. These are the steps or the ledges of knowing, the know ledge that you climb to, right? So when you climb one no ledge after another no ledge, you got a strong foothold in reality. And that's what we're doing. We're effectively hacking reality. And these guys, the pharaohs and what have you, this was a very serious point of contention with Mahoney and I. He could not see the pyramids as being anything but amazingly awesome, crazy, beautiful things. And I always had the opposing perspective, yeah, they're pretty, and I can see where they'd be powerful and batteries, but why are they there? It can't just be for that. You know, there's got to be something. I mean, they're pretty big, and they're meant to last a long time. You know, so I'm thinking there's got to be another reason there. And of course, when you look back at the real Egypt, I mean, they were all about slaves. I mean, it talks about it in the allegory in the Bible about the true Jew, the truthers, the real ones that were not this fucking religion, morons. You know, take your little yarmulke and shove it up your ass, fool. You know what that is? That's a foreskin. You got a foreskin on your fucking head. Please, you know. Oh look, I've been mutilated. I have no more divine feminine spiritual essence. See, yarmulke. Ka is spirit. Anybody, you know, get that sound at all? Yeah. Sorry, you know me. I don't pull any punches. It's like, this is, you want truth, I'll hand what I find. I'll throw it out there and see what bounces. You know, it's like it's taking something and throwing it against the wall to see if it sticks. That's all I do, is I just throw stuff out there from a different perspective to see what bounces back or what sticks. But these are things that resonate deeply within me. It's like, it only makes sense and it feels right. More importantly, it feels right. I think, okay. So here we have a civilization of pharaohs that have transplanted their arses, of course, around the planet, but headquartered in Switzerland. You know, and well, you want to find the pedophile capital of the world, you can go in any city in Switzerland. You know, it's funny when I was posting links there. Apparently, this anti-gun mayor, one of the group that what's that Bloomberg, whatever the hell that mayor of New York. One of these anti-gun mayors, right, was part of that committee. It just got caught. Sorry, I had to laugh. You know, this is what I mean. It's falling apart for them, guys. So keep your focus where it needs to be. Focus on this shit. This is fun. Anyway, he got arrested for you know, using threatening a guy with a gun for sexual favors. I'm thinking to myself, buddy. All you had to do was throw on a nice skirt. He might have been interested, you know. Say no, but this is the kind of beast that we're dealing with, and I'll tell you exactly why human in Bouvier's is referred to as monster, because what they have to deal with is us, and we are the monsters, and we're the ones we're the Frankenstein's monster that can destroy them. They can, you know, we have this ability, the unknowing, to take these entities out with a blink. And we're starting to figure it out. I think that's pretty cool. Oh, and we got someone else jumping in here. One sec. Joe Ferdellen, let me see. Where's my mouse? Or my cursor. Love it, eh? There we go. Bring that one in. And he ran over. I got more coming, don't worry. It's going to be a good night.
Keith, this is Mim. Can you hear me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Wow. You know, since you had Tobias on night before last, 3 nights ago, whatever, you know, I went back and I listened again, and I took notes, and it was just awesome running the words and, you know, writing down the thoughts that were coming. And since that time, you know, I've been in this. I just want to mirror back to you the resonance of what you're saying and where things are going today with the whole thing that Lisa brought up of, you know, her question was, what do we do? And she was asking it for those people that, as she was saying, you know, they don't know what we know yet. And they're worried about, okay, well, it sounds like you're telling us that, you know, if we just focus where we're focusing, then we don't need to worry about that other stuff. And that is my understanding. It's also been my experience that when we go into that place of the not know, that's like when the cup it's empty, or like Jesus said, these are the poor,
mm-hmm.
the homeless, the weak, the uneducated, the no names, and he said about those who knew that would. He used the example of the Pharisees and Sadducees, you know, like the bankers, the lawyers.
The pharaohs of the sea. Pharaoh seas.
Yeah, he said, let the dead bury the dead. But you, who are poor and don't know, come and follow me. And that's what you are showing people here. In answer to Lisa's question, what you told her was not to, basically what you were telling. I'm just like repeating kind of what you were saying, and you tell me if I'm wrong about what you were saying, but I believe that what you were saying was that we need to tell them to do what we're doing, not focus on those things.
Okay, here, let me give you a really quick analogy that sums it all up. Who runs the army, the generals or the corporals?
The corporals.
Well,
right.
running it as in the leaders.
Okay.
Versus the actual people that are doing this stuff.
Let me finish the concept, please. And now I know where I need to fix it. You see, it doesn't matter what a corporal says to a general, and it doesn't matter if the corporal's in his barracks picking his nose or doing whatever that corporal feels he needs to do, because it's going to be the general that makes the call. It doesn't matter what the corporals and the privates and infantry think, because they're going to get up the next day, and whatever the general thinks is going to be leading their lives. What I'm saying is you have a choice to be either the general or the corporal or the private. And that's not to say that I'm going to be in command. That's not it at all. What it's saying is it's the irrelevancy of those that haven't got the wherewithal, that are certainly not leading this. Your choices, individually, generals and admirals out there, are the ones that change the course of this game. And when you focus on concerning yourselves with swimming after the dead, leave that to Chiron. Okay? The dead, carrying out the dead. Chiron is carrying across the river Styx. And I've referred to myself a few times as being that, just pulling people from that river. And those that are there and willing, okay? There are others that will show up, and the instant they present, well, I've got this drama thing, fuck off. You're not awake, and I don't mean that in an unloving sense. I mean it in a completely loving sense, because all I'm doing, if I'm spending time wasting precious thought on someone else's little mini drama, I'm costing the rest of us, and I won't do that, not anymore. Can't.
I'm so happy to hear you say that, because that really is in my way of thinking and understanding where my mind is with what I've experienced, and just to again resonate and mirror back. Yesterday I got a report that somebody in my family had gotten a bad report, and I don't even like to use the word I, because I don't want to sound like, this is something that me as being somebody who knows something that somebody else doesn't know, to be somebody or be a teacher or whatever, and that's not the point. The point was that when I called to comfort that person, I said, I'm not even going there. We're going to stay in, it's this place that we're in right now that we're discussing. I said, we've been here before, and we know how to be here now, and we just have to stay here in each now moment. Now. And again, today, that person I was speaking with, something else came up, and it was a matter of talking about something within the family, and that person said about someone else in the family a certain thing, which the details don't matter. What it was I asked that person, I said, do you want that to continue? Because if you say they always do this or they always do that, is that true even? It's coming from our programming. It's coming from those filters. It's coming from our prejudices and our opinions. But that's coming from a place of being in the know, as if we know all the circumstances about why that person is that way. And it was so beautiful, because this person that I was talking to, they actually caught them. We had this discussion before, and they actually caught themselves and said, no, why did I say that? I don't want to say that. That's not what I want to be, for the way things are going to be now or in the future. And I'm telling you, I saw this person's heart. They came to tears. Their voice was quivering, and they said, oh, my God, I can see what's been happening. And when I go there and I'm with that person the next time, I'm going to have such a total different presence that I meet them with. And I know that it's going to change the way things are.
Again, it's all about choice, right? Two paths you can take, but in the long run, there's still time to change the road you're on. It's pretty clear. I mean, sometimes words have meanings. I learned a lot from Stairway to Heaven, Jacob's Ladder. You know, but that is exactly what needs to be. People need to be in the now. So what are you looking at now? What are you dealing with now? And, you know, I said it last night. Okay, I'm going to keep reminding people, get a notion that you have hair on your head or that you have toenails. When was the last time you thought of that? I mentioned the hair thing last night, but, you know, when was the last time you, other than when you clipped them last, that you thought about your toenails? You know, this is what I'm talking about. Can you feel the weight of gravity? Can you sense the pressure on your feet or on your backside if you're standing or sitting, whatever the case may be? Can you get a sense of the temperature and the air quality around you? Can you hear the birds? Can you sense the light? Can you sense the shadows? Can you sense? That's now. And that is, when you get in there, this is why I talk about meditation so much. Meditation is the key, and that's why I get really pissed off when people interrupt my very minimal zone time in the middle of the day. I think it's probably 4:35 again this morning. Up again. Right, but those are my most precious moments. Me time. And that's when I just get a chance to shut up and go, what you got for me today, Bob? And get in the zone and be now and get the sensation of everything around me and just get into that dark and be. This is where you change. This is where you hack your own reality. You know, you're not going to do it staring at all this crap out here. They got you spinning your tires, and you know, you only spin your wheels for so long, and eventually what happens? The tires give out and they blow, and then new lifetime coming up. Right? So we got to stop. Yeah, hey, how's it going? What's up?
It's Eric.
What's on your mind, Eric? Good.
I was listening about meditation, and yeah, it's very nice because I'm really now practicing all the days, and not in just in the physical, but everything I think is much better, and even thoughts and creativity and everything, and that's it. And yeah, I will send a kiss too for my friends, Anna, and sure. Love you all.
Couldn't say it better myself. Perfect. Yeah, I get back on the train there. 1 sec. Rejoining. Have to connect. Anyway, no worries. No, I'm talking download. No worries. Yeah. Yeah, now moment. That's where I was. All right. Okay. I would ask if you're going to jump in, be on topic. Keep me in the zone, please. I'm doing my best to stay here tonight. Thousands of things going through my head right now. Getting back to Switzerland. I guarantee you, over the next couple of days, there are going to be some major dots connected. Because until we know the point that we need to focus on to dissolve, I assure you it's within the borders of Switzerland. We're going to get distracted. And everything that I've done has led me to exactly this point. And that's all I'm asking people to be focused on. If you're going to stay focused on things like, because you need a show topic, please, get original. Dare to actually put yourself out there and tell people what you think, not what you're regurgitating from some other news source or someone else's opinion. I mean, I'll look at things, but I get my own opinions on it. And I think I can safely say I've been pretty original in a lot of it. Because for me, even listening back to some of the stuff that we go over, I'm hearing things for the first time, right? I mean, this is what I'm talking about. It's let loose of that old canvas, the one that you're regurgitating from all the time, and start looking at things. And this is why I'm going to stay focused on allegories until people snap to it and start seeing the ooh, ah of the allegory and go, yeah, nice one, nice try, you hit that one well. But it's about getting away from everyday common speak, everyday common think, everyday common habits, between clocks and calendars and soccer meets and all the beautiful little things. And I'm not, see here's the thing. All these things that we love to do would be great if we weren't slaves. I think we need to get rid of the slave thing first. And that way we, don't have to worry about pounding our brains out, bodies day in, day out, working to make the pedophiles in Rome and London and DC and especially Switzerland rich and silent. I mean, they got, pretty good lifestyles. So.
Kate, are you telling about money?
Right.
Cool.
Yeah, go ahead.
Are you telling about something that will happen in Switzerland? So something will happen with money and the current economy all around the world? Is that like that?
Well, no, the money's got to go. It's all got to go.
Sure.
The whole thing's got to come down. That's the only focus I have. And if people haven't figured me out by now, any of these money-making schemes or whatever, that's all they are to me. They're distractions. They got you worshiping the flesh. And also enslaved spirit, which fortunately, that layer has been peeled. We can see it and go, not anymore, bitch. I got this one. So it's got to come down. And that's the only focus
I always
I have.
hate money. I don't know why, but always, even when I was little, I always hate money, the system,
Yeah, but money, Eric, money is an allegory. And I need people to get this. I really do. Okay? Tell anyone that's got the line open right now, I want you to tell me what money is. I want to know if you actually know what money is.
It's a chain of slavery. It's a mechanism.
Nope. Next.
Skin, life.
What was that?
Skin, life.
One more?
Of
Almost
others.
there? It's even bigger than that. So close, ma'am, so close. One more layer. What's the only layer missing? What is register? Thank you. That's your divine, creative, feminine essence, boys and fucking girls. Get it?
Didn't understand. Can you repeat it?
Money is the divine spirit, my friend, enslaved. That's what it is. So when you're going after it, you're skinning yourself. You're skinning your brothers and sisters on the planet of their spiritual nature. That's how they enslaved us, spiritually. And the longer we worship their little pieces of paper, the longer you get to be a slave. Enjoy. I'm done.
I was going to say it's like a electrical current, like a current, magical current.
Well, spirit. It's divine, feminine, creative, spiritual essence. Stir. The Regis stir. Time to rule your own stir, yeah? And the only way you're going to do that, boys and girls, is to stop worshiping the idol, the icon called mono-eye, one eye, the all-seeing eye, the eye of Horus, the circumcisioned, the one that had his divine spirituality hacked off, right? Connect the dots, one after the other, okay? So if you guys haven't noticed lately, I am hell-bent for leather on this. I'm just a little tired. I'm just a lot tired. And I just need someone to go, click. Paradigm shift. That's it. That's how important you are. If but one shall awaken. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. Money is spirit. I don't care what form it comes in. Checks, cash, credit cards, debits, credit default swaps, CDOs. I don't care. It's all literal. Literal. The only time allegory goes literal in the mirror. Literal spirit you're feeding on. Our own. And those that have control of it. Those that, follow the money trail. Well, okay, great. Why? What is so important about money? Well, it's the transplant of spirit. And I've said it before. What makes one God more powerful than another? Well, it's the one God that can convince other gods that they're lesser than it. And that's what we're dealing with here. And we're dealing with a bunch of sleepy, degraded beings that don't have any ability to create. And they've got you dancing on the end of a string, Pinocchio. Cut the strings. Yeah. Anyway, area code 250, man, and looks like Brian's in as well. Sharing the waves, baby. What's on your mind?
Hey, am I on the call?
Yeah, you're in the call, Bryce. How are you? You put your hand up, didn't you?
I'm not hearing anything. I think that ever since I logged on, they've just been Skyping you hard because I get 2 words and it blacks out, and 2 words and it blacks out again.
Sounds clear over here, so...
Yeah, you're loud and clear on this end.
Really, eh? That's weird. Maybe I should just shut my phone off and just call back in because I'm losing you guys every 2 seconds.
All right, we'll do that. Reboot your Skype and or call back in, one or the other. Absolutely.
Yep, I'll do that. I'll call back in. I'll talk to you guys in a few minutes.
Okay, Bryce, thank you. Brian.
Yo.
There you are. How are you doing?
Good. Me and Helen are just watching it rain really, really hard and listening to the show.
Yeah.
I agree. I mean, I've dealt with some... Actually, I'm about to work for this multi-billionaire, and he's younger than I am, and all he ever talks about is getting other people to do creative stuff. It's true. It's like super rich people, they're like manipulators, and that's what they're best at. And
well,
they get everybody else to create for them,
Exactly, and that's what we do, and that's why just stop. People. I've talked about baby steps for the last years.
Yeah, I'm about to stop. I want to soon, believe me.
I'm done with the baby steps, guys. Okay, because if everyone really took that to heart, this game would already be over. Because it's about changing the intent, and everyone's still stuck in the phi-psi call, still getting harvested, right? What is your intent?
Yeah, I mean, I even though I still do stuff and work and have money and all that, I try to change my own view of everything, and I always have. But, yeah, I don't know. At least that part of it. So I look at it in a different way, and I feel it in a different way, so at least I don't end up drained, dead corpse, I don't know. Well, yeah, I do want to stop feeding it. I do want to get out of it and somehow, I don't know.
It's about changing the intent, right?
Yeah.
I've said it before. Is money good or evil?
I think everything is neutral.
That's good and evil.
Yeah, okay, everything.
Okay, and what changes? There's only one thing that changes from good to evil. What is it? Intent. Okay? So let's talk about, the worshiping idol, the all-seeing eye, which is everywhere. Go figure. You got people worshiping the idol, the pyramid with the all-seeing eye, the pharaohs. Everyone worshiping the pharaohs. Okay? Because they don't know what it is. So let's change our intent to empowering the divine feminine, and everything that passes through your fingers have that intent that you are now transmuting. By the way, that means to go across silence. You're silencing it. And you're putting the energy back where it belongs. Treat it with the reverence of the spirit it is. But do not worship it. You see, you're actually doing the same thing at the same time with 2 completely opposed intents in it to neutralize it. You don't worship money, but you have to have reverence for it, for what it represents in an allegorical state. Do you get that? How it's a duality? It's something that you shouldn't worship, or something you shouldn't have reverence for, but you have to have reverence for. The only thing that shifts it is your intent. Have the reverence for it in what it is, and you destroy the other. You neutralize it. So take the standard everyday meat stick viewpoint of what money is. Well, I need it, I want it, all the rest of that shit goes along with it, because it's just a piece of paper. But it's a piece of paper that's got a very, very powerful intent to control behind it. So when you look at it for what it is, and like I tell people, if you want to you walk into your local landfill distributor, call it Walmart or Tesco or whatever it is. That's what I'm referring to the box stores now. They're landfill distributors. That's all they are. You walk in and you pick up your $1 item here and your $2 item there, and they end up in the garbage in a week or two. That's what you're telling the universe, what you think of your fellow spiritual beings.
I was actually trying to figure out what the positive side to garbage was, since everything has both, the other day, and I was thinking maybe it's to people can learn not to waste or something by looking at garbage. But I just feel like everything is positive and negative, so even like the worst things in life have to have a positive side. So I was trying to figure out what garbage would be.
Well, a lot of people have made their fortunes with garbage, be it picking through it or picking it up, right? When you look at, and of course, you can talk about land reclamation and all the rest of it. Unfortunately, the land reclamation that they're dealing with today is mostly plastic. Not very good land. Certainly wouldn't want to build on it, you know what I'm saying? Just saying. But again, this is the message and the allegory I'm trying to convey right now is intent. That's it. It's nothing more than that.
I feel that it's true what you're saying. I mean, I've always felt that way, that everything, like I said before, everything's neutral. It's all about what you put into it. And it goes for anything. Money is just a really powerful one. But yeah.
Yeah, it's a tool, that's it. You've heard me say it before. Use the tool, don't be it. So what we need to do is dismember Osiris. We need to castrate the concept, and that's how we do it. Right? And again, people still, and I know because I hear it, I feel it, I see it every day. People are still thinking physical. You got to take it up a notch, just a quarter inch above your head. That's it. You got to get out of the meat stick. Look at it from the higher view. That's the bottom line. And Bryce, we got you back in.
Yep. How's it going, guys?
Good. Better reception now?
Oh yeah, way better. You haven't broken up once.
Okay, good. That's good to hear.
Yeah. You know what? I'm listening to you guys talk, and I mean, I'm no slouch. I'm pulling in like $5-6 grand a month, and I'm still fucking living paycheck to paycheck, and that's just paying the bills and getting the food, and and I fucking hate going to work every day having to make cash. Like, I've had a really problem with money for the last 10 years of my life. Like, I really despise it, but yet, if you're not working, you're not making it, and it's like, fuck, man, I am just at the point where I was talking to a buddy before I got on the phone tonight with you guys, and he's painting out in Saskatchewan, and he's like, I really want to do this, I really want to, start something new, and do something new, and build something new, and something totally separate from everything, and it's like, we can do this.
Well, here, let me throw. Hey, Bryce, let me throw a little inspiration at you, eh? I talked a little bit about this to you the other night. This is for all the people that. Do you know how long it's been since I've had a paycheck?
It's probably been a while. Yeah.
I got used to cashing, to $2,000 to $500 a week. Okay.
Yep.
How long has it been since I've had a paycheck? Take a wild guess.
Oh, like 3.5 years.
3.5 years. And what kept me afloat was the fact that I put stuff away, and it's gone now. It's like gone. Okay? So, go ahead. Tell me about a paycheck.
Oh, I just hate it.
You know, so
yeah, I hear you.
You know,
we just need everybody to stop.
That's it. Just stop. Stop flowing the energy. You know, the world will only change tomorrow. It won't stop.
Yep.
Right? You're not going to starve to death in a day or two. Sorry. I'm sure. Go ahead.
No, I keep nothing in the banks. You know what I mean? I keep the very extreme minimal, exactly what I got to pay if I want to send something out. You know, or pay a bill or something, or buy something off eBay for the house. That's about it. Like, I don't even like having my money in a bank. Never have. Didn't have a bank account for like 7 years.
All right. Well, here's a question. Here's a question for you. I'm going to pick on you tonight, Bryce. Hope you're ready for it.
Yep.
You're a good example.
Okay.
And I know you can handle it, so this is why I'm talking to you. All right.
Okay.
How much money did you waste today?
$20.
What'd you spend it on?
I bought a 6-pack and $5 Subway sub.
Oh, there you go. The sub I can deal with. The 6-pack, you into poisoning yourself?
No, not overly. That's something I'm really trying to break.
Yeah, well, stop. You don't try, you do.
Yeah.
You know, listen to Yoda. He said
and
it.
I can.
Then do it.
Yeah.
There's nothing, and that's not to say there's nothing wrong with it if you want to go out and have a once in a while. But I bet you it's a habit.
Yeah, it's been a habit that I've been wanting to break for the last 6 months. Yeah.
All right, so there you go. And, I won't ask how much you're buying, but look, think of it like this. I'm going to put it in perspective for you. Someone starved to death today for the need of that money you put into the 6-pack.
Yep, absolutely. I can totally, yeah.
It's yours. That's yours. That's what you created. I'm putting this out to everyone, okay? This is what I'm talking about. This is about the intent shifting, okay? When we go out willfully and do things of me, again, I'm not picking on you specifically, Bryce. This is just allegorical. Okay? You know that. All right?
Yep. Totally.
I bought
with a grain of salt.
Sorry, someone jumped in there. What was that?
I said I bought tickets to a concert that was way overpriced today.
There you go. You know. Now think of someone sitting in the street in whatever city you're in that's homeless and probably hasn't eaten a decent thing in a couple of days or a week or whatever the case may be, whatever they can get their hands on, and look what we did.
Yeah, how much food could have those concert tickets bought that person? I hear you. I've seen homeless people die in the street here in New York. Well, I didn't see it happen, but I saw, people picking up the dead body. They froze to death in the winter. It was like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So,
for the want of someone to walk up to them and have a big enough heart to say, "Listen, you're cold. Let's get you back on your feet. I got a couch for you. Follow me."
I will say that I've taken in homeless people before. I've given food and money, and even though money is horrible, it's intent, like you said, and I've tried to help people before. So, but I hear you. It's true. I mean,
are you? Here it is.
Honestly, my wife is really big on that.
Oh, guys, you know what? When I start talking, it's because I just downloaded something. Fuck, I hate when people do this. No worries. Just be mindful, okay?
Mhm.
The analogy I was trying to share there, I'm trying to get this money idea about the intent. Are you doing it for physical or are you doing it for spirit? And it's not exactly what I wanted to say. So I'm asking everybody, please. If I start going, just let me go, please. That's all I'm asking. Right. Because that one just went
no problem.
Right out the window. It's I'm putting my foot down a bit more lately because I'll tell you what, somebody else on the show and somebody else do the downloads. Right? I'm done. Like, that's kind of how I feel most days. And all I'm trying to do is share some shit. You guys are beautiful and inspiring. And as soon as you inspire, let it go. But there you have it. All right. I'm going to zone out for a second here. I'm going to play a song and get my head back on. If you haven't noticed, the Dragon is on fire right now, and I'm not taking any shit from anyone or anything. I'm going to call it out as I see it, because we're a little bit more than this. Check this out.
Got sweat from all this rain. All I know is I'm halfway home. Hope she isn't gone. So much right now I wanna do. She's the one made my dreams come true. Halfway home ain't close enough. Hope I'm not too late. Halfway home ain't near enough. No clothes heavy as big. Halfway home I'm nearly blind. From the tears I could not find. Halfway home I'm almost there. Will she care? The last thing heard, front door closed, just a little too hard. Strong words not really meant, hurtful all the same. No, now I should have turned back, never should have rolled up and tried. Right foot down, just a little too hard. That's all I had to say. So much right now I wanna do. She's the one made my dreams come true. Halfway home ain't close enough. Hope I'm not too late. Halfway home ain't near enough. No clothes heavy as big. Halfway home I'm nearly blind. From the tears I could not find. Halfway home I'm almost there. Will she care? Halfway home ain't close enough. Hope I'm not too late. Halfway home ain't near enough. No clothes heavy as big. Halfway home I'm nearly blind. From the tears I could not find. Halfway home I'm almost there. Will she
You're listening to Critical Mass Radio. Now it's our turn.
There you go. We're a little past halfway home now, I think. Just to, put it out there. Yeah, guys, I gotta tell you, just honestly, it's been almost 6 years of this, all right? And I've spent so much of my life pointing at mountains, and people are focused on the little molehill at the bottom. Oh, look at the pretty ants. That's program. That I know. I've been there. You see, this is the thing. When I speak, I'm speaking from the same perspective, because I've been there. I've seen it. I've done it. Got the T-shirt, etc. Blah blah blah. Tired of it. Just in order to have a new world, you got to start having a new way of thinking, right? The old routines that we all deal with on a day-to-day basis don't work. You keep doing them, and you're insane. And that's expecting a different answer by doing the same thing over and over again. Different result. Ain't going to happen, right? You light a match, hold it to a piece of paper, it will burn. Now, let's show you what insanity is. Insanity is, well, that happened once. I burnt my hand and everything, so I'm going to try that again. And I know it's not going to light. And you light it again, and you burn your hand again. And that's what we're dealing with in this mass-programmed system. Everyone's lighting the same piece of paper, thinking it's not going to burn, and it does. And just had a new contact request come in, and beautiful description of what money is. Someone's on the ball. That's what I love about you wizards down under, baby. Kaz, beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, they do call it chronic fatigue, don't they? Anyway, I know, what a trap. Chronic. Chronos, that time thing again. Yeah. Did anyone think of that, or is that just me doing that? Anyway, we're all tired. We've all been holding the light at certain points around this planet, hoping that other people are going to finally and eventually wake up to it. I've spent a lot of my life listening to people justify their position all the way along. And that's programmed. I know, I've done it. I don't need to justify a damn thing. That's why, when I was talking to Lisa earlier on the show tonight. If these people want to, keep staring at the same shit all the time and ooh, look how clever I am. Look what I can see. Look what I can see. Look what I can do. And look what I can create. And then a country ends up blowing up. Whose problem is it? Who created it? You did. Not on my watch. I mean, they've been trying to ramp something up there with Iran since, a year and a half ago. If you're paying attention to the Illuminati playing cards, fail. Every card has failed. Why? Because you just choose. And I know that's hard for people to fathom. It's hard for people to believe. I don't have that kind of power, Kate. Yeah, you do. And you best get a grip on it. Everything you think materializes. Did you catch the interview with Tobias and I the other night? I mean, that's pretty much the overall theme of it. Careful what you wish for. You keep staring at it. They're creating it for you. They're putting the picture there. And here's the thing about pictures. When you look at pictures, you manifest them in your thought process. And we, the stupid, all-powerful, create it for them. The allegory with what Brian had just said about these billionaires, they can't create a damn thing. All they can do is buy creation. It's not being creative. These people haven't had an original thought in their lives. They can't. All they had was one-trick pony. Keep mankind stupid. Pretty good trick. It's worked so far. So it's time to take that one-trick pony and break its legs, don't you think? And how do we do that? We do that, and I've talked about baby steps, and I've heard people say, well, Kate, some people just aren't ready. I don't give a fuck. I don't. You either want something or you don't. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, at some point, they'll, have to be ready or whatever, it's going to happen automatically. So.
Oh, really?
I feel, anyway.
Oh, really? Really? Yeah, really. There you go, justifying. Do you think I was really ready to be kidnapped at gunpoint? That I had planned for that? That I was ready for it? Do you think I was ready to give up everything in my life, my family, my home, car, truck, everything, countless thousands in possessions stolen by cops? I think I was ready for that. Please, tell me if you think I was ready for that.
No, I don't think you're ready for that.
Good answer.
I just mean, maybe I said it wrong then. I don't know, but...
No, I know what you're saying, because I was there. You don't know what you're ready for until you do it. That's the leap of faith. That's the Indiana Jones going, oh, fuck, there is a ledge here. You don't trust yourself. You don't trust anything around you. We've been programmed to not trust. We've been programmed by these ministers and priests and politicians and popes and kings and queens to not trust ourselves, to put our power into something else. Worship an idol outside of you. Mythical creatures. Throw a cross up, throw a guy on it, and say, it's your savior. And, oh, okay, all you gotta do is believe. And that same character in the book told you completely opposite. Yet these guys are still preaching it. Did they read the book? If someone wants to work on my car, they better read the manual. And you better do it yourself. Because until you learn how to build something yourself, you're not going to know anything about it. This is the point. No, I guarantee you, none of you are ready for it. That's your leap of faith. I can guarantee you none of you are ready for it. But you got to make a choice. Future you have in front of you, continue it as a slave, knock yourself out if that's what you want. You have my blessing. It's not what I want. You want to show up to these shows and participate and listen and maybe get some pearls of wisdom from time to time. We get lucky. Great. What are you going to do with it? You going to sit on the fence? I'll tell you, the problem with sitting on the fence is someone eventually comes over, and I'm pretty good at it, comes over with a chainsaw and cuts the fence out from under you. There you go. Sink or swim, baby. It's that simple. No, none of you are ready for anything. That's the leap. You choose. And you change the direction of your ship. Because until you do, you're walking in the realms of insanity, doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different world. That's pretty cute. Go back to sleep. I'll tell you, my world changed dramatically. And I still have the gumption to come out and do this. That's the real trick, isn't it? You know, would you do this? Would you be able to do this after having your entire life shredded and thrown to the ground? You know, could you? I do. I could. There's only one thing that ever went through my mind. If not me, then who? I was the only one I knew who could do it, because I didn't know anyone else that could. So I took the responsibility. There's that giving life back to my ability. And the universe, you know, like the song says, I may not have what I want, but I sure as hell have what I need. And what I need is a place to put my head and an internet connection. That's it. Pretty high maintenance, eh? And I got to tell you, the universe provided every step of the way. No matter where I was, there was an internet connection. I never went offline. I think the universe is looking out for you. I know it was looking out for me. I'll tell you, I wasn't ready to live in a tent. I wasn't ready to have everything that was normal to me turned upside down. I wasn't ready to have hate mail from my daughter. Wasn't ready for the silence of Sue. Wasn't ready for a lot of things. There's a lot of things to adjust. You know, some of us kind of walked ahead of you. I'll tell you right now, you know, people making choices now, there's a whole better world around you because of people that walked ahead of you, and there were many that walked ahead of me. And I have nothing but gratitude for them, because I know the extent that some people have been in this game. You know, some people have done some serious time, been killed. Yeah. Do I count my blessings? You're damn right I count my blessings. And the only reason I'm on the air and still doing this, poking at the beat the way I do, is because I stand in truth. And I will not yield. That's the only choice you have to make. If you know the system's a fraud, that's true. Then why are you playing with it? Right? What is your intent? That's the difference. Sorry, I'm going to be handing everyone their asses tonight. This is called responsibility, and I'm doing it with tough love for a reason. You know, I've had people so close to me in my life. I'm talking like, you know, my ex-wife, 23 years, and she still didn't figure it out. Okay, no harm to her. It wasn't her bag. I mean, certainly it was very easy to lean on me. You know, lean on me. Everyone does. Right? Even to the point where someone leaned on me to, you know, while living in a tent, to find them a place to live. And all I get now is silence. That's appreciation for you. That's my lesson right there. Rescue? Fuck, you're on your own. Hey, listen, if you want to swim over here and we'll swim the shore together under our own speed and our own steam, that's great. And, you know, if I falter a little bit, I know you're there, but we're trying here. We're not looking for the handout. You know? Yeah, definitely take my hand and rest your weary heart a moment. We do this together. No, this is not a, oh my, don't worry about it. Kate will take care of it. Yeah, Kate will take care of it. Of course she will. Yeah, in the meantime, let me just say, a 6-pack, I'll tell you, 1 pint of Guinness would be great. I haven't had any in months and months. That would be great. But even with that came in, it was not used for that. The intent was completely different. It's called putting a little bit of food in the cupboard and making sure I get where I need to be. That's pretty good. Keeps me mobile, and you know, if anyone needs me, I'm there. That's how it works. You know, so what do you need? What do you want? Do you want a new world, or do you want to live in the one you're living in? Well, then keep doing what you're doing. You're doing fucking great. It's a mess here. Enjoy it. Me, I got different ideas. And me, I'm a general. So, frankly, that's why I don't give a shit what anybody thinks, because I'm creating my reality. I'll tell you, my reality is a whole lot better than this one. A whole lot better. You know, it won't involve pedophiles. It won't involve murderers and rapists and wars and all the rest of the fear-porn shit that this place is full of, that you and I helped create. I'm now uncreating it. I'm ripping it down. I'm a good general contractor. Before I go on to site, first thing I do before I lift a draw sheet into place, I rip the old shit out, and that's what's gonna happen. That's it. Not rocket science. Okay, we've got we're in here. I like to get everybody in. You know me. All right, area code 206.
206?
Yeah.
Am I on? Hi, Kate.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, it's Ann from Seattle. Hey, I got through.
Yeah, there you go.
I tried to Skype, but still not able to do that part.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Just wanted to say hi. I'm really nervous right now, but I just want to say hi, and but I'll call at a later time. At least I know I'm able to get through. So.
Well, there you are.
That's all. Yeah.
Yeah, not so hard, is it?
I just want to mute out now, but.
Well, glad to have you, kiddo. Glad you showed up. Excellent. The more the merrier. Lots of places set at this table. You know, and I use the allegory, and it's only an allegory. Don't take it literally, okay? And I will. Okay.
I'm
Don't
just
worry.
a wreck right now. Okay, thanks. How do I mute out? I don't really
want to. I got you, kiddo. Yeah, it's all good. I got you. All right, I'll mute you here.
Okay,
there we go. Okay. You know, there's an allegory in that good book that most ministers and priests overlook, and I will go before you and create a table, right? That's what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be setting that table. And that's what this is. That's the allegory I saw. That was the analogy I could see. That's what I wanted to see. I've been building these things my whole life. Places to meet, places to gather creative. You know, songwriters, circles, and what have you. My whole life has been about creative. You know? Yeah, there's things I'd rather be doing right now, but the most important thing to me is... sorry, I'm in demolition mode. It's time to tear the house down and build a new one. And we're not going to build a new one on this piece of shit that we're living in. Okay, it's a wreck. It's time to take the sledgehammers out, the sawzalls. And my favorite tool in the toolbox, the chainsaw. Yeah, it takes care of 2x4s right quick. 2x8s, 2x10s, beams. Oh, it's a hoot. You know, going to town on a demolition, right? You know, so it's all about intent. It's all about changing the intent and putting a choice in place. If you're satisfied with what you have right now, then stay where you are. Keep doing the same things over and over and over. But don't ask yourself the question, why am I here lifetime after lifetime? Don't ask yourself the question, why didn't I graduate kindergarten lifetime after lifetime? Your moment is now. It's now. It's not tomorrow. It's not yesterday. Those are figments of your imagination. There is only now in creation. What are you creating? What are you recreating? Well, I'm not going to recreate shit, I'll tell you that much. I'm not going to recreate banks and money and all manner of slavery and control. I'm not going to invent things and allow things like HARP and all the rest of these things. They're very handy tools to wake you up. They're things that you can look at to contrast, not to stare at. As I said to Tobias the other night, there's a new Cadeism, right? You know, rubbernecking, the fear porn. I prefer to rubberneck the truth and stare at it. And the only truth you're going to find isn't outside of you. You're not going to find shit out there. You're going to find illusion, delusion, distraction, destruction, and all manner of something else that was created in the image of another god. There's your idol worship. We do it day in and day out. I just shifted my perspective a little bit and said no more. I look at it now and laugh. Because it's a joke. This is a joke. Seriously? Pedophiles in power? Are you serious? You know?
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna wake up from a weird dream sometimes because it's just too much.
Well, that's exactly what we're dealing in here. Just a really bad dream. Wake up, William. Wake up. But I don't want to.
We need to have a what's it called when you know you're dreaming?
Lucid dreaming.
Yeah. We need to turn it into a lucid dream and turn the corner to something new. You know.
Well, like I said, I'm just waiting for the if but one, right? And I'm not waiting either. I'm actually pumped and pushing for it. You know. That's all I'm focused on. That's the rules of the game are set up pretty quick. If but one shall awaken. Cool. I know we can do that. I know we're there. Every minute of this now that passes by is another minute closer and closer and closer. Because I got the thoughts that go through my mind, when I'm standing pondering things or whatever. There is nothing else that I think about. Nothing. Unless I'm in a conversation with someone. But every waking moment, and most of the sleeping ones too, by the way, I spend contemplating this, staying focused on the prize. I'm one of the lucky ones. I'm not distracted. That's exactly what. If you want to talk about the destruction of the world around me, I know exactly why. It had to, because I was distracted otherwise. So I couldn't put my 100% into contemplation of what is going on here. That's the biggest difference between me and most people, because it's all I can do now. It's all I want to do now. So think of your day-to-day lives and the things that people get all tied up in and what have you. But like I said, we got to tear the house down first. We're not building anything until that happens. So, if you don't want to change, then get used to this. Get used to living lifetime after lifetime producing for somebody else. And maybe if you're lucky, you'll get raped as a child, and that might wake you up, and then you might have a whole other things go. If you're lucky, you might even be born trans. You might be born with the best clue of all. Something's wrong with this picture, baby. This ain't me. That's a wake-up call, isn't it? I wouldn't wish it on anyone, and I would wish it on everyone. Because there's a perfect contrast there. Yeah, I get to live the dream. You see, while everyone wakes up to their day-to-day, I wake up to my, after their really nice dreams and everything else, I wake up to the nightmare. Oh yeah, another day of this. Okie doke. Yeah, I'm motivated. I know what freedom is. Because I've been in prison my whole life. So I've got a little bit of an energy on there to be free of this, right? So I got probably a little more motivation than most. It's like, right? We either fix the game or drop bodies. And I'd like to fix the game with this one. Just because of the sheer irony of it, Think about it, right? I think it was after the show last night, having a little chat with regards to, wouldn't it be fun to have, Alex Jones and Kate have a go? And I said, fucker wouldn't last 5 minutes with me. Well, I challenged his ego first. I said, bet you can't last 5 minutes with me. And that'll hold him for 2 hours, no problem.
It would be a phase cancellation.
Oh, it'd be fun, eh? Why are you staring at this stuff? Why are you, but again, who are you? This is the real question. What is your intent? And the only one that can answer that question is you. I can't answer it for you. I know who I am. I know what my intent is. I know what I'd like to see. I know what I'm focused on. I know that I'm tired of that's the thing, is I can't even listen to another host right now. Can't even think of doing it. Because I know it's going to come out. I know what's chemtrail, all the rest of that shit. Second Amendment, better kill people, and all the rest of the crap. You're going to be staring at that shit forever. Until they wake up. They're going to, I'm talking to the people that flick on CNN to get their news. Yeah, straight from the heart of the beast. Yeah,
the Ouroboros.
Oh yeah, exactly. You know, so again, what are you looking at? What are you staring at? Because I'll tell you, whatever you're looking at, you're creating it. You're manifesting it because someone put the picture in front of you. You know, really, nature is what nature is. You see the trees and the birds and all the rest of it. Nature knows how to get along with it. So it's just peachy. All right? I don't see any squirrels sitting around a TV talking about the latest comedy show. You know? I don't see seagulls gathered watching CNN in front of a store. On occasion, you'll see pictures of, you know, little kittens looking up at a TV at a cat that's on it because, well, that's something they recognize. They sure can't play with it, but, you know, it's like, well, that's kind of... You know,
or like a cop deer or something, or a cop chicken.
Exactly. You know, so get the notion. You get this into your heads, guys. This is how infinitely powerful you are. Right? We're all stupid to a certain extent, but some of us are getting a little less stupid. And that's what I speak of at every moment of the now. And every time something epiphanies with me and clicks, and it's like, there's one more that you don't have to figure out, because I did. I'm you. Right? But here's the problem. Don't lean on one perspective. That's what got us trapped. You see, your piece of the puzzle is equally important to my piece of the puzzle. I'm going to do what I do. But that doesn't say that everyone says, well, you know, I'll just tune in to Kate and she'll tell me what I need to know. And no, but here's the joy of this. I get the text. I get the posts. People are getting it. And then they're passing things to me, and it's like, bam! And then there's a domino effect. That's what resonance is. We're working on that feedback loop. I send out one frequency, it comes back, it starts to feed, then it feeds out to someone else, and it comes back, and it feeds, and it keeps going, and building and building and building to the point where it's deafening. Nothing else can override. Oh, that's okay. Go ahead.
I was just going to say feedback is like exponential, too. It's like a faster and faster and faster fractal.
Yep. Guess why I'm after the resonance? See, I'm still a technical musician. I still bring in the balance of the physical with the spiritual. I'm just looking at it from a spiritual perspective of what is the physical allegory. There's a perfect one there. Yes, feedback is exponential. It doesn't stop once it starts unless somebody stops it, turns the power off. Cool. See how powerful we are? All I need, that's what I'm saying, is all I need is to get that one resonance going back and forth with one individual, and they're like, oh yeah, and there's the dominant frequency. I've told the story of the clocks over and over. For any new listeners, I'll share it again. You put 100 clocks ticking all differently into one room, come back an hour or two later, and they'll all be ticking at the same, because there's a law called the dominant frequency, right? That whatever the dominant frequency in a room is, that'll be the loudest clock. It'll bring the next loudest clock to it, and it'll start ticking in unison. Of course, that creates louder, and it doesn't take long. I don't even think it would take an hour. You know, it depends, right? But there it is, and that's an instantaneous thing with us. You know, we're not mindless clocks. That's what basically we're being treated as. Tick tock, all day long, looking at the clock, looking at Chronos and worshiping Satan. That's what the time is. When you worship time, that's why they got the calendar. They want you focused on it. They don't want you to forget the past. They certainly want to put lots of things in your history books of their own liking and their own creation. You know, hell, they'll even hand out a Bible and tell people that it's a literal storybook and please share it. And, you know, fools to the fire. Okay. And they put all these fancy vestments and robes and all manner of garbage that goes along with it to look all hunky-dory special. Right? I'm different. Look at me. I had a robe on. No, you're not. You peed this morning. I know you did. And I bet if I slapped you upside the head, you'd probably feel it too. So would I. So stop leading people to the slaughter. Especially the Bible. If you're going to preach that book, you better preach it right. Spend a few hours with Bill Donahue and Son of an and a handful of others. They got it. They got it sorted out. It's a beautiful book when you know how to read the damn thing. And it's a now book. Everything is now. You pick up a magazine, it's right now. You pick up a book from the 1920s, it's right now. You pick up a book from, anything at any point in, quote, time or history, and it's all now. It's relevant now. That's why I love the Black's Magic book, right? It's a now book. That was the biggest clue. I got a big thanks to Zoe. She really wiped the last of the shit off my window on that one. Well done, Gemini. Oh yeah, and a big shout out to all the Geminis who've had birthdays so far. And there's a lot of you that I know anyway. So anyway, now is the time to get shit done, guys. And we got 5 minutes left here before we go into the rollover, so I'll do my thing. Big shout out to criticalmassradio.co.uk, Paul, Lisa, and the crew there. Guaranteed, this is the only internet radio show right now of its kind on this planet. And you're here. And it's because of Critical Mass Radio and Paul and his little idea to have a radio station. Isn't it amazing what happens when you plant a seed within thyself? To bring that seed to fruition. I'll tell you why I'm standing here right now. It's because one day I decided that I'm going to start a singer-songwriter cafe, like, the Bluebird down in Nashville. But I wanted to make it better. I wanted to make the stage level. I didn't want stars. Everyone's a star. And that's why I'm here right now. Because it was that same concept then as it is now. It's never changed. I want you all singing the songs. Dancing your dance. Watch the movie Happy Feet. Just because you can't sing like the rest of the penguins doesn't mean you can't dance up a storm and change the whole game. If a little penguin can do it, so can you. I promise you that. So anyone that wants to get in the call, you might want to call in now. If you don't want to, or Skype in, you can just refresh the page and Skype in, because when we go past the hour, it goes off air. And we have a recorded section, and we can use up to an hour. We usually do that unless we get bumped. But, which is no problem, because it's always perfect when we do. It's like perfect. The last thing said was the last thing that needed to be said. So, yeah, you can Skype in or call in at area code 661-467-2401. And I'm often pondering why I would say that, because it's on the page you're listening to anyway, but call it FM radio habit, right? Used to being on the airwaves versus the ether. All right. Any comments from anybody? Please jump in. Mini rant over.
Yeah, Kate, this is Ma'am.
Hey, there you are.
There was that young lady that called in, and then she said, "I'm not going to stay on. I'm a little bit nervous."
Yes.
And I just want to tell her that she is a part of this family, and she is welcome, and she is loved. And I heard her heart. I don't know if anybody else heard it, but she was about to break. She was about to break with tears, and I heard her heart saying, "My heart just aches for everything that you've gone through for me." Okay.
Well, I'll tell you. Welcome home is all I can say. You made your way and you found your way. Well done.
And please don't be afraid to come in and speak up and speak your trembling heart.
Yeah, that would be a good thing. So, you know what? I'm going to put you on the spot here, not because of anything other than we love you. So get your sorry ass on the air with us. Join in. No whips allowed.
I get the feeling that people, if I might say this, Kate, I get the feeling, I don't know, you've been really strong, really strong. This day started out, and it got very strong. I don't know, about midday,
Yep.
there was just a very powerful influx of high download energy. I know you were experiencing it too, because you've been talking about it. For me, a friend led me into some music which I'd never listened to before, which happened to be an old Metallica concert. I'm mid-60s, and so when my kids were listening to that, I was taking those things away from them and saying that's evil, you know. But this friend who's between their age and my age told me about Metallica having this concert, and it was with a full orchestra. I don't remember if it was in, you know, it was in California or somewhere, or where, New York Philharmonic Orchestra or something. But oh my gosh, as soon as that thing was on, and I saw the look on the audience. Well, it started with the people in the symphony. The look on these people in the symphony's faces, the excitement, the joy, the smiling. Some of them were relaxed and just like, oh my God, this is going to be so incredible. And then those young people down front, you know, they walked right up to the edge of the stage, the musicians did, and they were, you know, that whole place was rocking as one human flow of energy that was the drums. It was so incredibly awesome. I couldn't tear myself away, you know, during that first song. And that's the energy of today. That's the energy of today. And even though it's on kind of a little bit of a, I don't know, it's like quieted down here the last few minutes, you know, as you've been sharing, I think, you know, people are in that place of processing, you know, where they're just going, okay, I'm going through what he's describing, and I'm trying to understand how to get where he's talking about getting, and I know there are things being woven in here. People are just getting it. They're getting downloads, you know, as things are happening. But this is an awesome time, you know, even in this little kind of a lull that's going on right now with people just processing. I do hope people will open up like Bryce, and I don't know, I loved hearing what Lisa said when she kicked it off and asked that question. That was just such a phenomenal question, you know, of help us to help these people know how to do this. And then when you went into the part, you know, about giving the example, when you started to really break it down, you know, about explaining what you meant about using the money with one intention or the other intention, that was really, that was just huge. But I know you've got some more stuff you want to share, and I'm going to shut up and, you know, just open the line for somebody else to get in here. But this is good.
Well, I'm just hoping that we've coaxed our little Seattle friend into the call. Mic's open, hon. Don't be afraid. I don't bite, I only nibble. Right, just got to bring a couple people into the call here. Do that. And there's one. Of course, I'm doing this without a mouse, so bear with me. And, oops, of course it jumps when I do that. So let's do that. And we'll do that. And hopefully I've got everything I need. Okay. Because my mouse isn't working. Go figure, what are the odds? All right. This is Annie, right? Annie? Seattle?
Yeah, hi. Yeah,
there you
me.
are.
I just wanted to, I'm going to try to call back tomorrow. I just, have to get my thoughts together about what's
No. Your thoughts are just fine, hon. So, speak your heart.
Well,
you know, I'm not giving anybody any leeway anymore. You're in the call now, so get talking.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm just trying to. Well, I know you don't want, that's my dog in the background. She's, I don't know, some kind of frequencies affect her or something. I don't know what it is, but she barks all the time.
That's all right. I don't hear her bark now, so it must be a very peaceful frequency. So.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I'm just trying to get, you know, I know you talk about spiritual things, but, you know, I also have to live, in reality, too, right?
Well, that's no, not right. I'm not agree with that. You see, that's duality, hon. What makes you think the physical is any different than the spiritual?
I don't know. Well, I don't know. I'm just having problems.
Oh, you're okay, hon. it's a very valid point you brought up. That's why I jump on it and go, what part of, you being absolute creator God, unknowing, stuck in a meat stick? What?
Well, I'm creating a really bad reality for myself.
Okay, well then we're going to change course. All right? Tell you what, I got a hand on your helm with you. All right, so we're going to turn this together. Fair?
Okay.
All right. So the direction you're in right now, that you think you're manifesting, what we're going to do is we're going to go about 30 degrees to, let's go to starboard. Okay, so we're turning 30 degrees to the right hemisphere. Okay? Just turn the wheel, and that's all I want you to think about. The wheel is now turned 30 degrees in a new direction. I don't want you to think about anything else. I just want you to know that you've changed course. That's all you need to know. That's your intent. Okay? You don't need to create anything else. You don't have to worry about a damn thing. I just need you to know that you've changed course.
Okay.
Can we agree on that?
Okay. What? I just want to call back tomorrow, okay?
That's fine, hon. I just wanted to make sure. That's fine. I just wanted to make sure you were in the call with us, okay?
Okay. I'll call back tomorrow.
Okay. Well, I'll put you back on hold here, but okay. How many degrees did we turn to starboard?
You said 30 degrees.
Okay, that's all I want you to think. Yeah, 30 degrees. You turn 30 degrees to the starboard. All right?
Okay.
And here's the other magical thing about what I just did. Every single being that's in this call has a hand on that helm with you.
Okay. I just filled your sails with wind.
There you go.
I'm with you, darling. I'll pull in for you.
Thank you.
No, not too hard. Only 30 degrees. We just want to go 30 degrees. We want to do a full about ship here just yet. We'll change the course. Yeah, we'll work on the rest in a little bit, but we just need to know that the heading has been changed. That you are no longer on the course you're on, that you have changed it with your intent, and you know what's there, so don't imagine anything. Just let it be. Okay?
Okay.
I've had to change my course. Yeah, I got you, hon. I got you.
Okay.
The point I was trying to make is simply changing one's intent. And I've got feedback going on, so somebody's got speakers on. Check? I can wait. Somebody's got a loop going on. So if you're not talking, mute out on your end. Click. Oh. Insert the Jeopardy theme here. Checking 1, 2. Yeah, somebody's got a feedback loop going on.
Kit, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Is it coming here? I'm not sure.
Well, have you got speakers on or a headset?
I have a headset on.
No, it's not. It's not.
Else, so
It's not a headset. It's either a phone or speakers.
Right.
Look, if you're listening on speakers, mute, please.
Headset on.
Or if you're on a laptop, just angle it back a little bit so the mic's not getting picked up direct with the speakers. They're actually designed to do that. Check. Well, it's not so bad now, but we'll persevere. Okay, so it is about changing tack. You've heard me say changing tack many times. That's the sea term, right? Right? Tack against the wind. That's what you do. When you want to sail into the wind, you tack, which is change directions. It's a zigzag pattern. Okay? And that's what we need to do. We can't keep traveling on this straight line that we think we're on because we're getting picked up. We need to change tack. We need to become unpredictable. We need to be original. Right?
Attack.
Well, attack means not tack. Right? As well as to go at, right? So, because sometimes words have two meanings. Great song. Yeah, pretty much everything you need to know you could pick up and stay with them. Still wondering who the piper is. Maybe it's William. What do you guys think? I'm talking from Braveheart, William Wallace. Anyway, a bad joke. Never mind. I got it. Okay. It's pretty bad when you got to tell jokes and only you get them. Oh well, it's all good. I spent a lot of time telling myself over the years. What do you mean you don't get that? Oh, never mind. I think it's hilarious. But anyway, there you go. So are we ready to? Are we all ready to change course?
Oh yeah.
That's all it takes. You know, I've had my ship rammed so many times in the last couple of years. You know, if you're not going to be willing to change course, universe will change it for you. I promise. Because if you aren't ready to awaken, you ain't ready for shit. Right? You won't be ready for it until the universe hands exactly that which the universe knows you can handle. Your universe, you know what you can handle. And the only thing stopping anybody from anything is the illusion of fear. You know, and I've shared it before with you guys. You know, I have my own fears to deal with. And these baby steps that I take, every single one, is like a leap across the Grand Canyon every time. But I do it. You know, so put on my heels for a day and have a walk around. See what it feels like. You know, they talk about putting on someone else's shoes or someone else's boots and take a walk a mile in them. I dare you to walk 100 feet in mine. Well, the girls can, but the boys might have an issue. You know, but
I don't know. I think some might enjoy that. You know.
Well, I would hope. You know, it's you want. Hey, somebody asked me, how do you start? You know, start up the right brain. Well, I'll tell you, easy way to do it is go get yourself a nice pair of flats, take a walk around in those for a day. You'll feel different, I promise. Yeah, you'll be in touch. You know? I could start reading off some stats, make all the guys real nervous. Because I looked at all those stats, and there's a lot more than you think. But it doesn't mean anything. It really doesn't. What was one of the studies? It was, I think, 1 out of every 4 males is a cross-dresser, and of those, 98% of them are strictly heterosexual. And the reason given was they had such an admiration for the feminine. They wanted to be a part of it on occasion.
I cross-dressed all through high school.
Cool. Perfect. So there you go.
It's just fun. I mean, whatever. I mean, yeah, it caused issues for me because I was in a small town with a lot of weirdos. Well, not weirdos, but you know what I mean.
Normalos. We'll call them normalos.
It was an issue with that, but besides that, it was good fun.
Well, yeah. You know, it's like I said, I want to get a shirt done up and said, I just made your day interesting. Think about it.
Why not, eh?
Well, think about it. Take a walk through a mall and tell me, you know, you might find the occasional goth type, which is, I love that. Totally love that. Talk about rebellion. You know, remember back in the days, this is, talk about how old we are, you know, when punk rock came out, and, you know, people with safety pins and, all manner of all crazy sort of shit, haircuts and colors and, you know, but that was creative essence. That was the rebellion against normal mainstream suit and tie program, you know? You know, it could be as simple as, I don't know, there's so many things that people can do. And really, when I speak of the divine feminine, I'm just speaking of the right mind. You know, if you're not in your right mind, you're out in left field. Okay? Chances are it was a foul ball. And the thing is, when you do something that is outside of your, quote, normal, unquote, day-to-day activity, you're actually invigorating the creative because you're doing something different. You're doing something that's not predictable. You see, and that's the thing about the divine right. The divine right feminine is a completely unpredictable chaos. You know, when you understand the right and left, how they work together in unison, I mean, creation is just absolute infinite abundance of creation. And the masculine, the intent, is how it gets directed and, made more stable. Make that creation and be able to experience it instead of it just being this flash all the time, right? So it gives the illusion of time. There's the illusion of infinity and the infinity of illusion coming together to be one and the same. And I got to tell you, straight up, if you'd asked me, I've said this before, 5 years ago, that I'd be, talking on a radio, well, I was already on radio, but doing this right now, in this form, in this way, with this message, I'd call you crazy. I'd call you downright loopers. I'd be picking up the phone and call the guys with the white jackets. But it is what it is. And these are the paths that we walk. Are you strong enough to walk your own path? Of course you are. You're the one with the hands on the helm. What I'm trying to do is take the system's hands off of it that has been steering you for so very long, where you haven't had choices. Read the essay. It's online. gateofgaia.press.com. Read it. It's about choices. And whose choices are they? Are they yours or are they someone else's? Are you just following along with mainstream think and plugging away and getting by and all the rest of it? Or are you putting something of a different intent out there? Are you becoming the wizard? Or are you still the munchkin? The munchkins were the little people at the beginning, remember? The ones that were in total fear. And there's the good witch of the north comes out, Glenda, says, come out, it's okay. And lo and behold, as soon as they came out, then it was like a party, right? But there's another allegory of the fear. Are you the little people with fear? And when you realize that there is nothing to fear but fear itself, and take a little baby step every day, it's like, well, okay, well, the next Tuesday I'm going to take a baby step to do this, and then a week and a half from that no. Every instant you think about doing something different, when you become unpredictable, that's truth. That's the reins of truth that hide you, that make you invisible. I don't mean hide in the literal sense. It takes you off this paradigm radar. Like, honestly, do you think and I keep saying this, I'm trying to get this through to everybody. Do you think what I'm doing might be adverse to, those that control this place, or try to, or think they do? Do you think what I'm saying is right in their face? That it might, stir up the pot and rock their boat a little bit? Well, if so, what's different from me and some whistleblower that gets his head shot off? What's the difference? Well, I'll tell you, the whistleblower didn't know who the hell they were. They knew there was something wrong, but they didn't know who they were yet. And that's why all these layers, for me, were critical. And this was a race, literally, of self-defense. But I knew the one thing. There was one thing I knew. And this is, of all the things I know, this is the one I always come back to. This is my most stable truth. Truth will set you free. All you got to do is stand on it. Can you? That's the only choice you have to make. Truth. Deny it or accept it. There's the two paths you have. That's your Y in the road. That's your fork. Right? That's it. And that's going to be the toughest choice any one of you are ever going to have to make. Because I'll tell you, when you choose the truth, this whole system, this whole world here crashes to the ground. I promise. You will never see anything the same way ever again. Thankfully. You'll set your mind free. You'll set your heart free. You set yourself free. And in the process, in doing that, being one of the all and all of the one, what are you doing for the rest of the universe? You're setting it free as well. Yeah, we're all individualized little sparks of the all spark. And we retain that, but we still have the collective responsibility of the all. So who's steering your ship? Who's taking you towards Scylla? Who's taking you towards Charybdis? Because if you haven't got your hands on that helm, you might as well stuff them up your ass. At least they'll be warm. You know? It's a pretty simple concept. But I tell you, the simple concepts are the hardest ones to adopt. They're the hardest ones to bring in, to really bring home. But I assure you, the truth is infinite armor against all of it. And when you learn how to stand in it and you get the confidence to stand in it, and that takes some practice. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't easy. It was simple, but it wasn't easy. But once you get there, there's no place like home. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. I said it to the last breath, boys and girls, to the last breath. I'm all in. And the only thing I can have a claim to with my experience is I'm all in and you can see it. That's the ego needs proof. Well, there it is. And the only challenge I put up, how about you do it? Can you do that? Do you want to do that? You don't have to. It's the allegory. My wish is that it never has to. That's been the biggest motivator. I never want anyone. And I want everyone, see, at the same time, to experience what I've been through. Because at the end of that beautiful rainbow, at the end of that yellow brick road, I'll tell you something. I found the most glorious treasure of all. You'll never guess what I found. I found me. That's why I know you're beautiful. I don't just say it because it sounds cool and all altruistic and funky and fun. I say it because I know it. I know it as much as 1 + 1 = 2. I know it as much as I'm breathing right now. I know my mirror when I look into it. Fair?
Mm-hmm.
I thought so. I already beat the shit out of myself to figure that one out, so you'll have to. Oh, what a trip. What a trip. Unbelievable. You know, but, you know, Mem's right. There was a lot of, I gotta tell you, when I cracked that video open last night with this gentleman, I knew exactly why I was watching it, and I knew exactly why at that moment I had to. Because it was perfect. The thing was perfect. And, yeah. We've shifted course, well, I have anyway, shifted course about 15 degrees to port from Rome. I'm sailing straight for Switzerland. I'll take that motherfucker down.
Yay.
New game. New party time. So anybody can take up any government email addresses and whatever, please. I'd love to, you know, the more the merrier. I'll do it. Just fire the email addresses to me. That just chews up a lot of time, and everyone knows how slow my computer is. You know, it's... Anyway, and thanks, Kishi, for the ones you did send. I haven't had a chance to collate them, but I'll put them together before midnight and fire those off as well, just for some giggles. I tell you, when you take a chainsaw... Oh, yeah, I got to tell you guys, when you take a chainsaw to all those individuals that, you know, that have all this feigned power, and you hit send, and you go, send, it's fun. I remember the first time, though, I was sitting there and shaking. I'm going, you know what you're doing here? If you hit that button, if you touch that button, you're going to serve a horn as a send. And see, that's the thing about email. Can't wait at the post office or at the post box for the guy that's coming to collect the mail to take that piece of mail back out. When you send it through the ether, it's gone, and it's there at the speed of light. Whoops. Of course, that's what being part of the tribe of Judah is all about. You got to be the light. You got to be blinding, and you got to be brighter than this shit. Certainly brighter than that orb in the sky that they like to worship. So whatever. So have we had a little fun tonight?
Oh yes. There's a smile in my face. It's big as this room, honestly. It really is.
Yeah, well.
And tears. You
Yeah.
know, it's been a mixture of everything tonight for me, Kate.
Yeah.
And I'm very grateful for all of it, like. Very, very grateful.
Well, that's it, and Tobias brought it up the other night, and I like to reinforce it again and again and again. Don't be afraid of your emotions. Experience them. Go through them. Feel them out. Get the experience. Ask the why. Sort yourself out. But do not wallow any longer in it than you have to experience it. That includes bliss. That includes all of it, right? Too much of a good thing becomes
bad thing.
Right.
Yep.
So we need the contrast, and that's what this particular game's all about. It's all about the contrast, the left versus right, the up versus down, the black versus white. Can you dare to find that center point and, just instead of swinging full pendulums, right? We have the contrast now. We've seen a lot of things in this world that, no, in my world, one that I'm creating, nope, that's not going to happen. Excuse me. Kind of past that, grew out of it. Time to shake that vibration a little bit higher and look for a different horizon. That's why I said to Anne about her, shifting course. That's what it's about. It's about shifting course.
Mm-hmm. I love food. Sorry, kid. I thought you were finished.
No, good. You know me and dead air, right? So jump in and.
No, honestly, I thought you were finished. I love what Tobias talks about too. About women are supposedly not allowed to experience or express rage at all, otherwise they're considered bitches.
Oh, I'm an incredible bitch.
And I love what I said about that. We need to experience those emotions, express them, and too bad if men can't just take that as well. It says a lot about them if they can't.
Well, in as much as women need to show that side of themselves, the men need to show the emotional side too. Like the old song, "Big boys don't cry." Yeah, they do, and they belay well better because if they don't, they're heartless. I mean, that's pretty straightforward to me. All things considered. So, but anybody else want to jump in here?
I was just gonna say about like baby steps and things like that. Something that I've done for a while now, maybe always done, but consciously have been trying to do is if I have to go to some sort of thing like a wedding or something, I force myself to sit with people that I would normally not sit with, or I don't know, force myself into situations that make me uncomfortable to see what happens. And that's a great baby step. That's breaking from the norm and challenging yourself on a very spiritual level, because most people will run straight for the crowd they're used to, the one that they're comfortable with, so that they don't feel like they're going to be out of touch and what have you, right? So that is a beautiful way to that's a self-expression, by the way, and because here's the thing, you're sitting with people that you're not used to, and gosh darn it, so are they. Yeah, exactly. All of a sudden, last time I did it, I ended up in a really crazy, deep conversation about kind of all the stuff we talk about on the show and things like that with somebody I never would have thought that would have happened with. It was like somebody's uncle or something. It was fun.
Yeah, well, there's that judging the book by its cover problem that the Eagle program has everyone running around in, and that is a beautiful way of look what you did. You got into, and I've had this happen to me as well. It's a simple. I give people easy stuff to do in an elevator. You're in there with a couple of people. Say, how's it going? And strike up a conversation. At the very least, smile. Look at people and smile and see what happens. It's funny. I was watching. I said the other night I was watching Borat again in a whole new unit of time, and I'm thinking how he got it. I don't know how he kept a straight face, to be honest, but when he was in, I think it was when he was in New York, and he was out trying to hug people in the street and stuff, and just to see the absolute panic on their ego programs being even interfered with on a hey, how's it going level. It was crazy, but there it is. Dare to change someone's world with a smile and a hey, how's it going, and it's a stupid little things that we can do. What was the song I wrote called? Crazy, silly little things. Yeah.
Do you know what I did 2 years ago in an elevator, Kate?
Oh, everybody, wait for it.
No, you know how it's always quiet in an elevator and the people on it, or they just stare forward and nobody speaks normally. And I got onto an elevator and there was a woman on there. She was just doing the thing, staring forward, nobody speaking. And I went, "Big!"
Here's a fun one.
She loved it.
Here's a fun one you can do. Go pick an office tower in a city. If you have any one of them near you, and make a conscious effort. And by all means, the night before, eat a couple of cans of beans, and make your way into a crowded elevator and drop a bomb in there and go, I hate when that happens. It stinks, doesn't it? And shake up the day a little bit. Be creative. Have fun with it. It's the first thing I thought of, right?
My daughter will love you. She does that all the time in the friggin' car with me.
Lighten up.
Or stand the opposite direction. Everybody's facing.
Yeah, stand in the corner.
Yeah.
Stand in the corner. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I haven't had a chance to go up and down the board here, but I just brought Miranda and Cole into the call, and there we go. And I see you calling. You can't hide from me, honey. I just went right down the list. There's a ton of people in here still. So
bring me into the call.
It's all good. It's all good. And guys, hey, how's it going?
I want to give a verbal hug to Miranda and Cole, sweethearts.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, they're lovebirds.
And things that make you go, oh.
And I'm going to give a verbal hug to you as well, Kate, because I love you so much. And anyone else who feels like a hug from the ninja can have one. How's that?
Oh, thank you.
I'll take one, Ninja.
Oh, you can have an extra big one, Steve.
Thank you, darling.
Right on. I think we lost Bryce on the call, so my apologies for not paying attention. You know what it's like with me. I really suck at the board sometimes because I get into what do you call it? Paying attention. That's it. That's the word I was looking for. Oh, yes, and by the way, thank you, Miranda. Chiron was found on the 15th of what, was it?
No, it was actually found on the 1st of November, which is my birthday, which was my 15th birthday.
Ah, right on.
Yeah.
Right on. Okay. So your 15th birthday, so that was like 2000 and...
A long time ago.
2007?
1977 it was.
Yeah. 1970, okay, so it was a while back. But that was the last within our solar system as far as zodiac goes to be found, to be had, so but yeah, and just oh my god, the Love and Stuff room is went nuts. For those that still are in the Skype way of things, yeah, you want to get involved, just let me know. Katie.renee.thompson. Oh, and speaking of which, I have someone new to add to the room because I'm just in that sort of mindset. There you go, Kaz. Glad to have you, and another Wizard of Oz from Down Under. So, yeah, and that's Ninja. You nailed it. It's all spells, and this is about breaking the spell. Each and every one of you are Merlins. You just forgot. And I'm here with a chainsaw and a baseball bat, and I'm going to beat it back into you to make you remember it. If you want. If you don't, that's fine too. But I think by now people know exactly what they can expect from any one of these episodes, and it's certainly you don't know what to expect when you tune in here, and that's one of the joys of being mutable, I guess. I tell you, before any show, I don't know what like tonight. I had a rough idea. I was going to write some notes there. I said, I'm not going to do that. There's no flow in writing notes. That's what cops do. They follow flow charts. Me, I just follow my nose. But did you get my message, Miranda, regarding lexigrams on Switzerland?
I did, but I didn't get it till late. I have been having a look at the three of them. There isn't loads in there because we haven't got the greatest of letters. But it is interesting that in Switzerland we've got silent and listen, mental, lament, salient, wizard.
And Nazi.
And Nazi.
Oh, yeah.
There's some interesting stuff in there. I will look at it more. I need to be in the right frame, usually when I get back from a walk. But it is very interesting.
Yeah, I thought definitely be worth a look at, and I was just curious to see the other hidden aspects beyond the sigils and the rearranging of the sigils, because of course when you make new words you create new intents. So that's why be mindful always that your intent is in place. The words will follow, and they will follow in the proper way, but get your intent. What are you trying to create? And that's getting a grip of your helm, and not allowing it to get tossed and turned in any rough waters. So, anyway, just my silly perspective on it.
Might do a little history on the fact of how Switzerland always claimed to be a neutral country too.
Well, yeah, third party always is. They don't want to get their nest shit in.
That way they can take it from both sides.
Exactly.
Hey, Miranda.
Yeah.
You're saying there wasn't much to play with the word Switzerland, but actually I've just Wikipedia'd it, and Switzerland is officially called Swiss Confederation.
No, I know.
So you can use that too then, Switzerland Swiss Confederation, because they go by the same name, so I didn't know that until just now.
I know, I've just been having a little look of what else it says about Switzerland. To see if there's other names.
If that's their other name, you can also use it, can't you? There's more letters there.
Yeah. I should look at both. And who is that? Steve, the chap that's just spoken.
It is.
Oh, you have the most lovely voice, may I just say.
That made him quiet. Yeah,
his head's big enough already. Don't encourage him, Miranda. I'm only joking, Steve. I agree, actually. You've got a lovely voice.
And the other reason why they would change the name from Switzerland to Swiss Confederation is it makes it a lot easier to hide the fact that Nazi is in there.
Yes.
What's the breakdown on the word confederation? Okay.
I'd have to have a look at it. I looked at that once before. But again, you're dealing with a word with T-I-O-N at the end. Of course, it has the shun sound, which is the assumptive push away in the phonic. And also, when you take the T-I-O-N, you've got love ion. So what you're doing is you're shoving or shunning, and literally shoving aside the love ion by shunning it, right? So ER, of course, Ra in the mirror. So it's a reverse creation.
Con in the beginning.
Yeah, con can be with or against, for or against, right?
Yeah. Right.
So there's your alternate intention in the same word, equal and opposite. F, ancient F was used in lieu of an S in the old writings. The F was the S, right? So there's you can look at that as the feminine kundalini, the serpent, divine feminine. Also, then you have Fe as in Fi, Fi, Fo, Fum. So you've got, of course, the sound. What is a Fi, right? A female, the one that pays, right? Of course, everything is based on fee schedules here, right? People have asked me, have you ever done a fee schedule? I said no. No, I thought about it once, way back in the Looney Tune days of the freak show called the Free Man on the Land Sovereignty Movement. All the gimme still fighting for pieces of the action. Give it up. You're trapped. You're spinning in the web stir, right? Web stirs, words to entangle the divine feminine. Yeah, it's all there if you can see it. D, of course, being the fourth letter of both the Greek and the Western alphabet. Being 4, it has 4 sides, 4 sticks. There's your river Styx again. Boxing the delta, which is the Greek letter, which is the triangle, or the divine trinity, and it's about in a geometric sense here. We're dealing with spells of entrapment and using visuals like the octagon that is the stop signs. That's your Maltese cross. I've talked about this before, and watching this guy's stuff just took it to a beautiful new level. And then you have the hexagon or the hex. When someone is casting a spell, they cast a hex on you. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, and of course the hexagon is within the octagon, and then you have the pentagon, right? So it's all there. It's traps within traps, and at the very center of it is the dot. You.
Yep. I thought you'd do a good job on that word. Thank you.
Does that work? Is that okay?
Yeah. Well, that's what I was expecting. I just thought I'd see if you'd bring it up.
Oh, okay. Well, again, it just it takes a second to I can have a look at it and see it, and okay, there it is. So anyway, that would be one of my interpretations of it. And you can bust it apart and then lexigram the shit out of it and get a countless infinite other directions. But that's why for me it's about the intent. What do you feel? Not what you think. What do you feel in your intent?
We've talked about that a lot. It's all intent. That's all that's left anymore. And not all that's left. It's all that ever was. Exactly.
We got derailed and our helms got turned into pretty shitty waters, personally. But again, we're on the ship, so the mind, ancient etymology. Just like for those newer listening, the word name, as in na me or not me, is ancient etymology for way. So when someone says, "What is your name?" They're asking you, "What is your way?" And if you hand them ID, that's the way of Babylon. You're the way of the whore. So you have contract. If you don't hand them anything, of course they get all fucking bent out of joint and all the rest of it. But that's where beings like me know how to stand their ground, and I don't fall for the word trickery. As a matter of fact, I like spinning little webs around them and get that look all the time. It's awesome. There's nothing like standing in front of 6 or 7 6-foot-plus cops in their full body stuff and lecturing them. And they can't do a thing. And you've got the young guys looking at the older guys going, "Oh, we're going to beat her up, or what are we going to do here?" And they're just standing there and they can't do a fucking thing, and they know it.
Or you ask a judge, "Are you going to look at me?" And they won't even bring their eyes in the line.
Oh yeah, like the Crown Attorney. The one judge there that last day, and that was just hilarious. This guy didn't know whether to shit, piss, or fuck himself. I have no idea. But it's just seriously, it was, and of course the Crown Attorney stand there, and you could see the guilt and all the shit just melting off. He couldn't look me in the eyes, and I said that to him. I said, "Look, you can't even look me in the fucking eyes. You're a coward." Right?
Well, that last judge I was up here about a week or so ago, I tried so hard to get him to look at me, and I could see his eyes were trying to come my way, and he just had to struggle with averting. And he's going like, "I do not want to go any further with this," and he's looking at the prosecutor like, "Can't we just get rid of this?"
Yeah,
it's hilarious.
There's another word that a lot of people don't understand what it means. The word prosecute actually means "do not pursue" in their legal jargon, right? So when you're talking about a prosecutor, the first assumption is that they're there to get you, right? But they have to stand in honor, in the mirror, always in the mirror with these wankers. Okay, so the prosecutor cannot pursue you. You have to chase your own tail, dragon. And you'll
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, that's fine.
I was just going to say, I go to court 6 different times now, 2 different judges, and nobody will pursue it. Nobody gives me a piece of paper. I have no documents. They've never called my name. They've never asked me a question. They've never looked at me, and they just keep postponing and postponing. So I told them when I was in here last time, I said, "Why don't we just go and we'll just have a jury trial?" go ahead and let's spend some money here, you know.
Yeah, well, again, they're not wanting a piece of that pie because they're going to choke on it, right?
They're going to have to open their checkbooks up when it's over, and then when that's done with, I'm going to nail their ass to the wall. They already know it. Well, it's a fun game.
Oh yeah, I just as soon take the whole damn thing down, but that's me, right?
Well, I will, but I'm doing it this way.
Yeah, you're doing your thing.
I'm going to take this whole damn thing down, and I'm going to change this whole system down here, and it's just a matter of, you know, put my chess pieces in the proper play.
And have some fun. Just go in and play them. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. You know, again, with you know, the prosecutor, here's your answer, boys and girls. What they need you to be is the name. Because they can't talk to the living. They can only talk to the dead. That's why they have interpreters called liars, right? That's why they're there. And that's because you have to walk in and ensnare yourself as a surety, and that's who you are, as a surety, until you know who you are. Because without a name at all, there's no game, right? Kind of makes it hard to live in the horrors kingdom, but you know, I'm making do. I'm getting by. I've got a kettle, I can make tea, and you know, I've got an internet connection. I can rant my heart out on the air. So,
well, Susan and I, when we were this last time a week or so ago, when we were in that courtroom, they got this little old lady that's a court recorder. You know, she walks into this little microphone, does a transcript thing. They don't use the keypads anymore.
Yeah.
And she's about, she looks like 65 years old, maybe something like that, a little gray-haired lady. And she's been there every time, you know, and going through all this, seeing what's going on. And we told them, well, we'll just take a jury trial. You know, we're not going to put up with this. They try to get us to cop to another plea again, you know. No, we ain't going to do that. Let's just do a jury trial. That's where you want to go. And she put down her little mouthpiece thing and looked at Susan and I, got a big old smile, and winked at us like, "You go, guys." Nail their ass.
Yeah, hold their feet to the fire and see how they do.
Oh yeah,
you know?
Great.
You know, I want to see how you eat. No, I also want to see how you dance, mofo.
Well, she's up there going all this time. You know, there's only like 3% of the people who ever show up in their little courtrooms that ever demand a full trial. Everybody cops pleas.
Yeah.
And it's like 97% of the people cop a plea, you know. And so she's like, yeah, you guys go for it. We're going to do this one.
Yeah, we're going to play.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
We're going to play Ring Around the Rosie, and the ring's noose, and the rosie's your neck. Just for shits and giggles.
Dashes, y'all fall down.
Yeah. Oh, man. Anybody else jump in here, guys? I'm kind of ranted out now. I've said my piece tonight. You know where I'm coming from.
Well, I'll say you did.
It's Ma'am.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm out.
No, it's okay. Go ahead. Go ahead,
I just keep thinking about. Yeah, I just keep thinking about things that Tobias said and things that you talked about a couple of days ago, and these new, you know, the people that are listening that are wondering, okay, if we're not going to focus on the news and we're not going to focus on trying to become free through this, you know, UCC or whatever, all this stuff that we've studied, and everybody has just been, you know, trying to learn so much and in information overwhelm and, you know, feeling like they're being pulled in 100 directions at once and just going, what am I going to do about this and what am I going to do about that, and, you know, how do I do this living in, you know, the 3D and the real world, and how do I make this work, and how does that overcome and change what's in this manifested third dimension realm? How is
I can tell you the serpent. I'll tell you the serpent.
Well, I was going to say, I don't want you to lose that thought, but I was thinking of what you said about Judah, you know, because Judah is praise, and praise goes before the fall. And I just wanted to encourage people, when you don't know what to do, just rest, just go lay down, you know, reminisce on go back and look through your picture albums, you know, to when you were young and all the way, see how innocent you were. You know, you thought you may have had this picture of yourself or how other people thought of you, but you were innocent. And think about the people that you love, those that are here, those that are gone, you know, and just begin to give praise and thanks for everything and rest in knowing that you are loved, you are protected, you are being provided for, you are being guided. And even if you may not feel it, you can say, I'm really afraid right now, that I am just resting and trusting that everything that's coming together, that's being brought to me, and it's brought me to this place, I am thankful because something tells me I am going to make it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, please go ahead, Kate.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, the thing is, and the only message I really have is, and it's going to be the only one, and I'll give you all sorts of ways to look at it, but the only answer that people need to have is this. The answer is within you. You need to spend time with you. You cannot be thinking. You cannot be thinking about what am I going to do now, what am I going to do here, what am I going to do that. That's left brain chitter chatter. It's got you spinning out in a 3D reality. What you need to do is shut that little bastard down. And you need to get quiet. And you need to get deep. Because I'll tell you something, there's something magical happens. And it's because we've been steered away from it for so long, all our lives, in everything we've done. You know, either through the schools or the churches and all the rest of the programming shite that we've had to deal with. And it's a very difficult program to break if you don't know where to look. I'm going to tell you where to look. You. Just shut up. Sit down. Get yourself some quiet space. And I love the idea too. If you want to get in the mood of meditation about you, then go back through some of the old photographs that you got of the good times and all the rest of it. Get yourself in that headspace, then close the book and close your eyes, sit down, shut up, and listen. The whispers on the wind. There's that Stairway to Heaven thing again. She comes whispering on the wind, right?
Keep going there, don't you?
Oh yeah. And that's.
I mentioned.
Go ahead. What? No, that was going in.
I mentioned earlier in the Skype room that a good place to start is to look at your own eyes in the mirror. Works for me. I've been doing that for years.
Yeah.
But I didn't even realise what I was doing. I just kind of naturally did it. But I was kind of suddenly moved to put that in the room during a certain conversation. I don't remember what it was now, and you were just saying, go inside, and I think that's a wonderful place for some people to start, perhaps.
Exactly. I just got a little note in here from Matt. She goes, "Hello, Angels. The best day. Just wanted to share an interesting video sent my way today about the looming crisis heading to the U.S. economy. Info no one wants the public to know." Absolutely, the whole fucking thing coming down. Now, here, I'm going to see how ready you are. Okay? What are people going to do when there is no system?
I'm going to love it.
Me too.
Yeah, me too.
Keep going.
We're going to have time to be alone.
Since I was a little kid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's like, well, what happens if all the hydro goes down? Well, I'll tell you what happens. It's going to be a glorious time. I experienced 4 days of it up here when the power went out, and I got a chance to actually sense what it was like to not have any electrical current running around me all the time, and being able to see the heavens and actually hanging out with people and just getting quiet and, lighting the house with candles, that kind of thing. It was a beautiful, beautiful time. Yeah, you'd be amazed. You'd be absolutely amazed. All of a sudden that peace comes in. You're not dealing with a smart meter chatter. And that's the problem with most people, is they're not aware of what's going on around them, so they're at effect to it. They're not cause over it. When you become aware of something can you be cause over it. That's why I dig so deep in so many different directions. I want to know everything I can. I want to bring it into my reality so they can nullify it. Right? So yeah, go ahead.
I've written an lexicon.
All right.
Okay, so I've done it on Swiss Confederation, and as we know, because we can use a mirror image, so the W in Swiss can be used as an M, and the N in Confederation can be used as a Z if you twist it round. Okay.
You got about 5 minutes, so I'm just letting you know. Okay.
Swiss Confederation, scissor man, con man, icon, confess, Nazi, crisscross, frozen mission, Masonic force, con no more, Swiss tossers.
Yeah, that was. I forgot about the N flipping around. Right there's the word elf spinning words letters around. Right.
Yeah.
That was no more.
Quick one.
There'll be a ton more on that one, I'm sure. Again, guys, get ready for it. because all I've got my intent, my full power on is taking this system down. So you won't be getting your baby bonus checks. You won't be getting your, what do they call it? Investment checks and all the rest of it. All that's coming down. And all you're going to have is you, and luckily, we're going to have each other. And there's going to be a lot of people that are going to lean on you. And the good news is, you're strong enough to help. Right? Take my hand and rest your weary heart a moment. Right? Those that are ready and those that aren't, they're gonna learn very quickly. But it's not. See, they're trying to get this whole concept that it's going to be mayhem. The only mayhem that's going to occur is that the divine feminine is going to be set free, because every currency on this planet is pegged to the U.S. dollar. That's of course being controlled and owned by the Swiss masters. At the end of the day, right? Comes through Rome, comes through D.C., comes through London. And it's all got to find a place to roost, and of course it's to roost on the highest point it can, and that's the Swiss Alps. They got lots of castles and what have you up in the high ground, thinking that they're above everybody else. No, well, those mountains are going to get leveled. And I'm talking in an allegorical sense. No, you see, for me, when money collapses finally, when the U.S. dollar takes its final breath of Satanist worship, will be a glorious day, because that's the day that the divine feminine worldwide is set free. So put your intent there. Take the fucking thing down. Get rid of it. I've had enough, and I'm sure you have too. Let's build a better world. We've got to demolish this one first.
I was out in the hayfield this evening watching two little baby fawns frolic and play.
Oh, lucky.
Yeah, and then I started up the tractor, and they just took off a run into the timber, and so I went around about 1/3 of the way around the hayfield, and one of them little babies come running right back out of the woods and ran right up to the tractor, and I shut the tractor down, and I was sitting there, and it was looking at me, and I was looking at it. We just are talking. Cutest little thing you ever should see. Is about 18 inches tall. Probably been born more than 2 weeks at the most.
Nice. And that is the gathering, right? That's when nature finally can come back to us. Nature runs from us because of this. It's time to reunite all of it. This is where the wolf will lie down with the lamb.
Time to
Go, Miranda. Yeah, no, you're fine.
Time to unite and to urinate.
Yep. Well, there it is. Urinate, unite is right in there, right?
Yeah.
Excuse me. And there's that beautiful unite, you dark. Got to get deep. Got to get dark. Get those eyes closed to get into you, the most beautiful essence in the universe. And your answers are waiting there for you. You got the door to heaven is inside you. That's inside your temple. It wasn't built by hands. And all you got to do is sit by that door quietly. It will open. And when it does, the answers that you were looking for outside of yourself and will never find will just come right to your lap. And you're going to go, oh, well, why didn't I think of that? Because you didn't give yourself time to take it. You already know everything. You just forgot. So it's time to let that door of forgetfulness open up a wee bit, and a few pearls of wisdom get dropped in your lap, and suddenly things get brighter and better. It's always darkest before the dawn. We have many of those dark days, but we always get through. And it's always brighter on the other side, right?
Well, keep up the good work on what you've been doing the last couple of nights, as far as getting on everybody's arse a little bit, because it's time. There's no more time to straddle the fence. Matter of fact, it makes your ass sore when you do that. So
yeah, get
off one or the other. Just quit straddling there. I'm tired of the same old questions and the same old. I want the answers. Because you're right. It is within ourselves, and if you're not going to take time to look within yourself, then don't expect me to give you my fucking time to give you the answers that you already have.
Well, that's it. Where do you guys think I get these little pearls from? Do you think I look them up in a book somewhere? No. I just shut up. and I let go. And then all of a sudden, oh my God, oh my me, holy shit. I get lots of those moments. You know what they're like, and you know what they feel like when you get them. Why would you want to run away from that? Well, I need an answer for this, but I have to go over here and try to solve it with this physical thing, and fucking screwed up again. Shut up and listen to you. Seriously.
You got it. Yep, you got it. You're right on the mark, Kate. You really are.
Yeah, that's the thing is, I can share lots of stuff from books, whether they're real or not, it's irrelevant. But I'll tell you, the stuff I do that's okay. The stuff I do like to share doesn't come from a book. It comes straight from the heart. You get the last. We got a minute. Go.
Well, okay. The only thing I was going to say is, you're right. Things are coming down, and they're coming down fast. And us that are putting the energy into it, we're going to see this thing through. Everybody that wants to join in, that's fine. If not, don't worry about it, because it's going to happen anyway. But